They don't. That's crazy. All right, so guys, you guys all hate One Piece, right? Yeah? No?
Yeah,
Who hates One
Yeah,
Piece?
yeah.
I never said nothing about that.
I love One Piece, bro. That nigga Oda just be bullshitting. That's all. That's all. That nigga just be bullshitting, bro.
Okay. Why is he bullshitting, man?
Like,
what's
you said how?
Yeah, how?
He said why?
Bro, you really want to do this shit right now?
No, I don't. I
Like,
said,
that's how he's
that's how I started the stream.
Bro, listen.
How I started the
I
stream.
don't wanna start on some shit. Like, look, I love One Piece, right? Like, because you and look, I gotta give this disclaimer because you know how niggas be in the comment section and how niggas be on Twitter, bro. I have One Piece tatted on my fucking body, okay? I got One Piece tats. All right. My kids' middle names are D, okay? Because of One Piece. I fuck with One Piece heavy, but that nigga ought to be bullshitting, bro. Like, you just gotta call a fucking spade, bro. That nigga be bullshitting. He do. That's it, bro. Like, I love One Piece for what it is, but the days where like I'm screaming about One Piece from the fucking mountaintops, them days are long gone, bro. They're gone.
I appreciate that, man.
They're gone.
That's a great birthday gift. That's a great birthday gift.
Yeah, that's crazy. Somebody should clip this and put this on Twitter. Like, JD Legend, hater of One Piece, drops the manga.
Yo, Cole was crazy for that.
Hey,
you saw Cole?
JD.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, we got
Jay. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like, bro, you playing in really, really muddy waters. Like, they're deep and muddy. They're murky waters, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why, bro, because now you're almost like synonymous with One Piece hate in the way that Dritz was. Like, you're so in the forefront now that niggas have forgotten about Dritz.
So I'm the Black Dritz.
So no. You're becoming the new Dritz, not Black Dritz. You're becoming the new Dritz because Dritz is always going to be Dritz, right? He's always going to be the drag down. But Dritz is kind of like just said, fuck One Piece altogether.
Loud as shit.
Oh, my bad, bro. My bad.
Nobody gonna tell him that he loud as shit. Damn.
I just assumed I had him at 200.
I'm not gonna hold you, Drago. Matt usually quiet as hell, so I just like boost him up to be used to it.
Oh my God, I'm
Is that better now?
Yeah, you good.
Real passionate topic. How we feeling?
Hey, brother, I'm sorry.
You good, man?
Jay, you've taken Dritz's spot because Dritz has said fuck One Piece altogether, and he don't talk about it no more. Like, you can't pay this nigga to talk about One Piece now, and now you've just taken all of his heat. It's you.
Whew. I would say, well, first of all, thanks for the birthday wishes, chat. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you, Hidden, for the 10 gifted memberships, and then a fire dose. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name right. Yeah, thanks for the 10 gifted. Appreciate you. Matt, I am okay if people want to take what I say and view me as the #1 One Piece hater, because it's not the truth. Because if I didn't care about One Piece, I wouldn't talk about it. It's just that simple. I'd leave, but that's not the truth. Matter of fact, I enjoyed Egghead. See, Dritz stopped enjoying One Piece in general completely. Like, there was nothing Dritz liked after that. At least me, correct. I'm open about what I like. And I'll say what I like. Like, Egghead, for a lot of the time, I loved Kuma, I loved all of that other stuff. So, to be honest with you, I would say, while the One Piece community may put me at the forefront of One Piece hate, before it was Morge, then it was Roger and Whole Cake Island, and then there's going to be somebody else that has a controversial take, and they're going to take their place as the villain for like a couple of weeks, and it's just going to be a merry-go-round. Because that's what the One Piece community does at the end of the day.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you what, I could do a social experiment right now, man. I could take back everything I've said about One Piece and lie for a year. And I bet you money everyone will forget what I said.
Well, no, all you have to do, Jay, all you have to do is speak positive about it, and then people will forget all the negative that you said. So I agree with you. I agree wholeheartedly.
I don't think that's true. I feel like the negative outshines the positive a lot of times. For example, the agenda, the Rox's fraud agenda. That's not. Well, that is the title of my video, but people remember me for that shit, and that's not what the video said. I said a lot of positive things, and no one remembers that. They only remember the Rox.
Just never got the raid will fail monkey off his back.
Well,
to be fair, Raid more kind of agrees with the Raid. Yeah, so that's a little different.
I'll say with this topic in particular, right? So if you're talking about just one video, right? If you said some positive things in the video, said some negative things, of course people are only gonna remember the negative things. But what we're talking about right here is a scope, like, you know, a long like time span, right?
Yeah.
If for instance, if Jay goes on and makes a couple of videos about his distaste for One Piece, for like, let's say it's like 10 videos in a row, he'll be remembered as a One Piece hater. But then he can change the trajectory of all of that if he makes 3 months of praising One Piece, you know, like of that content. Okay, then people would be like, oh yeah, Jay is amazing, he loves One Piece. Yeah, y'all go watch that new black YouTuber JD Legend. Like, that's what people are gonna do. So it's black YouTuber. So it's like
the new black YouTuber is crazy.
I'm saying like, because he would be talking about One Piece in a new lens, from his negative lens, right? People would say that he's new because they would be getting hip to him, like, you know, they would be finding him again, and they would forget that they unsubscribed from him, like, you know, because he started talking shit about One Piece.
Yeah,
like a born again One Piece creator. It's a born again One Piece creator.
Now, Matt, can you explain the black part to me real quick?
Or well, you know when people see a black YouTuber, like, especially a black YouTuber talking about like anime, like they're like, oh yeah, let's go over there with that guy. That's
I do want to say, what phone do you have? Your mic quality is nuts. That's crazy.
You said what phone do I have?
Yeah. Why buy a mic? Why just buy that phone? That's pretty solid.
Hey brother, I got a I think it's an iPhone 16.
Okay. Damn.
Relax.
Hollywood. I only got me a little 14. All right, man. All right.
I'm down.
Yeah, I got 14.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Little, yeah.
My phone broke and I had to get a new one. So just relax.
Okay.
I'm just
Money
saying.
bags.
I'm not balling. This payment plan, bro.
You got a One Piece phone case on that though?
No, absolutely not.
Come on, man.
Say it like that.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. Why? Yeah.
I got the little Zeha. Yeah,
You
I'm a
got
One
the
Piece
best
hater.
character on Jay.
Exactly.
Look at Hidden with Luffy, bro.
Luffy never does this on panel though. He's never this edgy in the actual story. But it looks cool.
In the anime. Yeah. In the anime is that edgy.
Yeah, the anime does it some justice.
Yeah.
Yo, happy birthday, Jay.
No. Oh, thanks, son. Appreciate it, man.
Yo, it's that guy that doesn't like sinners for reasons.
This is your day to have
yeah, son, I know what you're about to do. I need you to end it.
Damn, Glam. Just like that?
Yeah, Glam just throwing shade.
Ignore what Glam said. I'm just gonna
Sen, why you hate sinners, bro?
Yes, wait, no spoilers. I'm gonna watch the movie.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Spoil me.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
I can't watch Sinners because of Josh Allen, so I can't do that to myself.
Hilarious.
I can't watch.
Josh supports the film. He understands. He understands what you had to go through.
Yeah, bro. What? I remember when Matt said since
understanding what she had to go through.
And I'm also not white enough to understand the other thing, so I can't watch it either way.
So when Matt really told Sen you're not black enough to watch The Wire, that's the funniest thing he's ever said to this day. I was like, what do you mean, dog? Yo.
What does that mean?
Yo, what does that mean? I don't know, bro.
Peeped after that.
That's it, bro. How far did you get in The Wire?
I'd even start because he said I'm not black enough to watch it.
You gotta watch.
Yeah,
You
gotta watch
gotta
it, dog.
It's so good.
That's like saying I'm not Italian enough.
I'd like to ask Matt what he meant by that.
I think we all know what he meant by that.
Yeah, he's muted, but he'll be back.
I don't know. I don't know.
We got Murph Gang in here. Shout out to Murph Gang. Thank you, Aris. Appreciate you. Yeah, so about this black YouTuber thing, I want Matt to expand on that, right? Because
he's muted.
I'm
He's gonna be back for like an hour. We know how Matt is.
Yeah, he's not gonna be back for at least a minute.
Wait. What happened? What happened?
Speak his name.
See?
Here.
Yeah,
I just picked up my baby girl. What's up? I'm here.
Yeah. So I remember you was mentioning this new black YouTuber. Do you feel like we have a shortage of black YouTubers in the One Piece community?
No, I don't feel like we have a shortage of black YouTubers. I just think it's like bro, you know the stigma on black people with anime, like you know that shit is still there. It's still true. Don't get me wrong. It's not like there aren't any black people that don't that don't watch anime or anything like that. But it's like when people see my One Piece tattoos, they be like, "Damn, I never would expected a dude like you to watch anime." I'm like, bro, what does that mean?
They're not hip, man. If anything, I would argue, right, that black people in anime has been a thing since the 90s.
It has.
I feel like
absolutely.
it's been a thing since the 90s.
It for sure has.
So maybe it's like they associate. What do you think, Braga?
I mean, I think it's a certain type of black.
Why do you say it like that?
Why did he say yeah? Why did he? A certain type.
It was.
Now he's gonna try and run some gimmick that he didn't mean it like that when we all know it was intentional. You watch.
What do you mean?
See, look at him.
It's a certain look that I think people associate with anime watchers. And so if you don't fit that look,
no C, only K. That was crazy.
I'm just saying it's like a certain type of look that they expect. So you know what I'm saying? If you don't look that way, it's like, oh damn, I didn't know you watch anime.
I didn't know you was into that.
That's all it is.
I feel like it's different nowadays. Like anime is so popular now, it's so mainstream nowadays. So many people that like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's transcended that. It's transcended that now.
It's become like a normal thing for everybody. Like in the 2020s, at least. I don't like the internet probably did that.
I think it's also easier internationally. Like I feel like internationally, like in other countries, it's more common that people had like anime. Like it's because a lot of other countries outside of America don't have their own industry. They don't have their own Hollywood. So they, in terms of like, you know, Asia or Europe, you get a lot of, you know, dubbing from Japan before, you know, and then it's not flooded with the Hollywood stuff, right? So
yeah.
So internationally, there's always been a big pull. I feel like
there's so many people
that's true, for sure.
that like didn't watch anime for most of their life. They started watching anime in the last few years, probably because like Netflix or whatever. But like it's becoming like a mainstream thing.
It's them on every platform now.
It's because of COVID. It's because of COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
It's because of COVID and Attack on Titan. It's because Attack on Titan came out at a very similar time to Game of Thrones. They were very similar, and a lot of people who watched Attack on Titan were like, "Yo, you like this genre where a bunch of people are killing each other? Come watch AOT." And they did. And I think it was Attack on Titan, then it was My Hero with all the Marvel stuff, because they came out during very similar times. Like that's how I found My Hero, because I was like watching Marvel movies, and my brother's like, "Oh, you should watch this one. It's about superheroes." So I think like obviously like back then, like Dragon Ball obviously and like Naruto, but for the mainstream stuff, like recently, like you ask like a new anime fan, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I've watched My Hero. Yeah, I've seen it."
It was My Hero, but I think the Renaissance is really like Demon Slayer blew up.
Oh, Demon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Demon Slayer.
like,
Demon Slayer definitely went like crazy. That's like the.
And then One Piece got like a resurgence, like.
Oh yeah.
Like
recently too.
And then right after that, you got JJK.
It's the weird one. I think like it doesn't necessarily count as anime, but like
contributing factors.
The fact that like during COVID, Netflix had Avatar: The Last Airbender become the #1 show like for like probably a year or something like that, which is like insane because that's an American show, but so many people didn't watch it just because it was a cartoon when it first came out. And I remember that got a similar, like if you were an anime person, Avatar wasn't that crazy. But if you were like not an anime person, Avatar felt like an anime to you, so it got regarded as an anime, like a weird show. Like why do so many like older people like Avatar? Because it hits a lot of crazy topics too. And then when Netflix brought it on their platform during COVID, that blew up. And it was like, how did all these people that are like 20, mid-20s, 30s not watch this show? And now they like it. And a lot of those people also jumped into the Attack on Titans and other animes from there too. And that's like a weird like demographic that I can't personally even tap into because I was never like against cartoons like that, you know, like cartoons
But
or
that's what I was gonna ask,
stuff.
Par. Like, when did you realize you were watching anime?
Yeah, I mean, for me,
you know what I'm saying? Like, because I used to watch Justice League and all that. I ain't kind of see the difference for a long time. So
Oh, Young Justice.
That's also
like Young Justice is that mix too. Yeah.
With like with comics though, because comics, think about Comic-Con and Anime NYC as like a dichotomy where like anime has like a weird like cosplay thing, and if you're a person outside seeing all the people at the convention, oh, those are weebs. Comic-Con had a similar thing like that too. It just broke earlier and it became more mainstream, like with Marvel and all this stuff. But before Marvel became mainstream, superhero stuff was weird too. And so Comic-Con,
that didn't really change until
3 years
Sam Raimi's
ago.
Spider-Man, to be honest with you.
And then Comic-Con got when One Piece started outselling Superman and Batman, Comic-Con got One Piece, and that's Jay and all the other creators. We went to the first Film Red screening at Comic-Con, and it was insane because it was like 40% anime. It wasn't even DC or Marvel. There was like an entire Naruto Ichiraku ramen shop, and then half the people were One Piece, half the people were wearing Luffy hats. And so it was crazy because like the anime and comic stuff also a similar thing. So that's to your point about like when did you start watching anime? The comic stuff like Justice League, they were in our demographic too. They were just in a weird subsection also where they're like, oh, that's Japanese cartoons, that's not American cartoons, right? Like, so it's interesting, but they were more inclined to jump on our boat. And that's like a proven fact why Comic-Con still gets more industry favor from the anime community. Like if you compare the One Piece stuff from Anime NYC to Comic-Con, Comic-Con's thing is insane. Like Luffy had an entire museum dedicated to him at Comic-Con, but not at Anime NYC. And I'm like, that's wild, just because Anime NYC is like more established and their demographic is also receptive to the, you know, the cartoon, you know, genre too. So it's pretty wild.
The thing that's happening with anime right now happened with video games already. There was like, for some of the younger people watching, like, I don't know if anyone remembers, but like back in the day, if you said that you played a lot of video games or like a hobby of yours was playing video games, you had that same kind of like expectation, like you're kind of certain
stigma.
Certain stigma. That stopped.
Certain look.
Yeah, that stopped like Halo and that started popping off.
Yeah, it got popular enough, and then everyone was like, "Oh, video games are cool," you know, and then everyone started getting into it. Yeah,
I was like the primetime Call of Duty era. I'd say like everyone was playing.
It was Modern
Call of
Warfare
Duty, Gears of War,
Halo Reach.
Woo, yeah, boy. Yeah, you know about Gears of War, boy. That was a time. Xbox 360, the peak system.
Agreed.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
it's just like anytime if someone tries to put you in a box because of your hobby, it's probably because you're ahead of the time. That's really what it is.
Nah, that's
like,
a fact.
Yeah.
Like I mean, people that didn't like anime or that hated on anime didn't even realize that they were watching anime on a day-to-day basis. Beyblades, Digimon, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. Saturday morning cartoons. You know, like it's just it's one of them things. Like I think hit the nail on the head is like the people that are confident and know who they are, know their hobbies. Like, you know, they were confident in like I watch anime, I do this, I do that. The people that didn't like it or that didn't or that, you know, they said something against it, they just like they were hating on something that they didn't understand.
Yeah.
And then there were people that there were those sick individuals that would go home and enjoy anime and then come outside and act like they hated it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because they didn't want to like be grouped in with, you know, the dweebs or the weirdos or whatever you want to, you know, whatever you want to label them as.
The problem was that there was too many hoops back in the day for anime. If you wanted to watch anime or get into it, you had to jump through a lot of hoops to like get caught up on something. Because if I wanted to watch Naruto Shippuden way back when, I had to go on YouTube. I had to find Naruto Shippuden episode 100 part 1 of 5, and then I got to watch a 10-15-minute video on YouTube with the fan subs because there were no official subs yet. And then you know the sub quality was not great.
You needed to get that Naruto Get.
I still got it bookmarked. Naruto Get.
Watch OP. Yeah,
bro.
OP is crazy. Yeah,
hey, that's OG
shit. They don't know about Bleach Get. That was it, man. Those are the days.
And niggas don't know about Bleach Get, Naruto Get, Watch Out. Yeah, niggas don't know about that.
The fairytale.tv.
Facts.
Yeah, miss me with that.
Watch cartoonfreeonline.com or whatever with
that one's still up. Don't be having that over.
I
love Watch Cartoon Online. Hold on.
Watch Cartoon Online.
I tore my shit now. I tore my shit
as well. WCO stream. I think it's
Kiss Anime.
Yeah.
Kiss Anime. Riddling a computer with viruses, bro. That's
Or I watched the Spanish sub.
We're not cold, bro.
Worth it.
That's the
We have ad block. We're not like Cole.
If it's 2005 and you want to tell someone to try an anime, they gotta they gotta be willing to read subtitles. They gotta be willing to watch it in like 720p, 480p on YouTube in 5 parts, and it's only limited to shows that have translations because not everything had subs back then. So
yeah, we didn't have Crunchyroll back then.
Yeah, no Crunchyroll, so like it was hard. Then when you're into it, people are like, they give you the look, they give you the stink eye, like, you're an anime fan. Oh, okay, all right, we'll talk later. I gotta go. And then you're like, yeah, you'll see one day, you'll see. And then Crunchyroll Crunchyroll, yeah, you'll get it. I'll wait.
But now you know the nasty. Now you know the nasty part is like, it's almost like people are adding, or people like think that their like for anime or the fact that it's a hobby now is like adding a layer to their personality, and it's like, nah, bro, like that. Don't do that.
Well,
relax.
People are always gonna make something their whole personality. They just gotta find something they're passionate about.
So like, so I realized
One Piece YouTubers.
Yeah.
So that's a funny thing because
not the One Piece YouTubers, it's the One Piece Twitter accounts that do that.
So I will agree. Because if we unpack One Piece Twitter accounts, if I
right now,
boy, I'm telling you, bro, dog. The worst part is, you mention any of their names, they definitely gonna clip like, yeah, this man got my name in his mouth. I'm like, all right, buddy. All right. Yeah, we know who you
are. With the name in the mouth.
Yeah, that new,
hey, I already know one of them niggas that you talking about, Jay.
No,
man. Don't do it, dog. Morse knows him.
Do it.
Yeah, Morse knows him very well.
I ain't gonna do it, bro. I'm a changed man, bro. I like my peace. I like chilling, bro. I ain't finna start no shit.
It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? No, Gio's alright, man. Gio just be vibing, bro. Gio just do what he want to do, bro. Gio's cool.
Is Morge's mic working? I feel like
nothing is working for him. His camera, his mic. I don't think he can hear anything.
I think it's got to be a permissions thing, right? Because that happens.
No, he has it.
It's like when Jay's mic gets muted when he starts talking on stream, but like Morge doesn't know what's actually happening, whereas Jay actually knows.
Morge,
I can share my mic powers with Morge.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, man. I appreciate that, Morge. Thank you, bro.
Or do I have Morge muted? That'd be crazy.
No, his
mic is not even registering in the call.
Shit, I got that nigga muted.
Yep. So, they're saying that you're cosplaying as Sphinx from Hunter x Hunter, and I can kind of see it.
Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah, as Sphinx from Hunter x Hunter. Have you watched Hunter x Hunter? Are you?
Oh, yeah. No, I know. Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Look at that. You got the slick back hair. You got the green jacket. I don't know, dog. You might as well just start swinging your arm around like this just a little bit, like a few times.
Yeah. Maybe this guy. Hey, I mean, he's not bad looking. I forgot what happens with him though.
Jeez.
Nothing. He's just kind of
Punches
cool.
the dude.
He's a little edgy.
Yeah. He doesn't get written off either. He doesn't get like no diffed or anything, right? Like
Finks is cool, man.
Yeah, we like Finks.
Oh, he's the scene. Killua's in the thing, and then they
So
like
he broke
have
a
to
couple
escape
bones.
They have to
And then he
escape
hung up the phone.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was funny. That's one of the funniest moments of Hunter x Hunter ever, bro. That boy called right back. Yo, my bad, dog.
Yeah, just said, all right, bye.
Yeah. He said, oh, for real? Bet.
Yo, he tried to aura farm, dog. Yo, he ain't got no shame, dog. No shame. Oh my god.
Thanks, man.
That is hilarious. Shout out to Sunday Lollipop for the $2. Happy birthday, Jay. Last 8 years have been great. Appreciate you, Sunday. Day one, we got Jolly D Joestar with $2. Happy birthday. Thank you, sir. A fire dose, gotta sleep, but wanted to say happy birthday, Rat King. # Chopper ruined One Piece. Very, very great super chat. Thank you. Mr. Sparkso for $50. Thank you, sir. Happy birthday, Jay. Your videos introduced me to so many funny agendas and wonderful YouTubers. I started reading Dressrosa and was crying when Lucy saved Rebecca. But then Sabo showed up and I started raging, so I crashed out and punched a hole in my wall. Oh my god. Over Sabo?
Sabo coming back?
Yeah, yo.
Bro,
Can we unpack that?
Bro, why do niggas hate Sabo so much, bro?
We know why. Braga, you want to tell him? You want to because Braga, you got some words for Sabo.
Listen, Sabo has carved out his own path now. Okay, it's new now. Before he was just the ace reskin. That's all it was.
That's the problem.
He was an ace reskin, and
there he is.
That's fine.
Hey,
let that nigga live, bro.
Couldn't hear anybody. Finally figured it out.
Yeah.
So, okay, his mic is like 5 hours late.
Solid 5. I gotta start stream. Happy birthday, man.
Someone super chatted said
appreciate it.
For 30 minutes.
What's it?
30 minutes. If you count the amount of time I was trying to get in, that's like a solid 20 minutes right there.
Bro, why
I don't think that counts though.
Get in the call. What happened?
I joined. I couldn't hear anybody. I feel like you all might have been muted and you guys didn't know it. I think that's a possibility.
Hey, what that nigga saying? I can't hear him.
This guy,
there's no way.
The gaslight is crazy.
No.
Morge,
hey,
you're usually late to your stream,
bro.
You're usually late to your stream. You could be 30 minutes late.
I'm fucking with you, bro. I was just trying to get you to panic.
Well, it worked. I was really worried there for a second. I thought I'd have to go real quick again.
Okay. I see you experimenting.
That nigga Morge look like a hippie now.
I'm gonna do the long hair. We're gonna see if it works. So we're gonna give this one more month. We'll see what it looks like.
Wait, you're trying to grow your hair for what? Why?
I don't know, because like at this point I'm too far in. So if I cut it off, like the sunk cost is just there's infinite potential if you keep growing it out. And once you cut it off, it's just you'd have to to start all over.
That's exactly where I'm at too.
Hey, he said he got to see it through, brother.
Are you growing your hair out? Are you doing a ponytail?
No, I got the sides faded because it's awkward to have the hair in the middle. You know what I mean? Over here, so I'm gonna grow out this side first and then grow out the rest. But
all right,
the crocodile.
Yeah, this part's. People call me. I'll put on the thing. People can call me Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, I'm about to say Morge evil Morge.
That's enough. That's enough.
Let me turn off my mic.
Hold on, dog. Yo, what's going on? Now we all hiding. What's going on? Look at us. I love it here. This is great. I like the hair, man.
That's why there was 2 of them.
Oh, I'm crying. That's crazy.
Jay,
I've been wondering.
How'd you celebrate?
How'd I celebrate? I went to DC over the weekend, hung out with some friends. So it was a good little vibe. What you mean, what, man?
No, because DC is like where I am from. So I don't know.
Okay.
I forget that you live in that area sometimes. I'm like, what do you mean you went to DC? Then I'm like, oh,
yeah. I'm actually thinking of moving there. I don't know if I mentioned it to you.
To DC.
Dude, DC is really nice, but I've heard from friends that live there that people can be pretty bougie there. Like it can be a lot of pretentious people.
I mean, I'm a little bougie, you know what I'm saying? A little bourgeoisie.
A little?
Yeah, with
Look
this
at this Discord surrounded by that, right? More
that nigga say he too bougie for Philly.
Bro, listen.
Oh.
Listen. I got Philly. Philly gave me everything I need. What? Should I move to Baltimore, nigga? Because I am not moving to Baltimore. Baltimore. Hey, listen,
nah, bro, don't move Baltimore, bro. Baltimore is like 15 years behind. Might be even more than that.
Yeah, I think you want to go to Baltimore more.
Yeah, I ain't going to Baltimore, nigga. I ain't going to Baltimore.
Hey, bro, you go to Baltimore, it's still niggas at like on the corner. Hey, I got that bad rock. I got blue tops. I got red tops. Niggas be bugging.
Jay, I lived in Baltimore for years. You would love it there.
I would hate it there. I would hate it there.
Well, we're in Baltimore.
Don't you tell me? Don't you tell me Inner Harbor?
You can literally see when you live in Baltimore. You can literally see like where the block ends and then the bad part of the city begins.
Yes.
So you just have to not cross that block.
Just
but
be
it's so
careful.
weird.
Yeah.
Like you just got to keep your eyes open. You're not going to walk into any bad parts of town.
As someone that spent a lot of time in Baltimore over the last year, I think I got my good taste of it, and I don't like it there, bro. I just don't like it. And I was in Little Italy, bro. I was around there all the time, so I'm like, yeah, this is cool. You walk a few miles, and it's just everything is just not cool, bro. I'm just like, okay.
Nah, bro, Baltimore is not a place to be, bro. Baltimore is like that's not a place to be, brother. It's not. It's not a place to be, bro.
I never expected.
You got some decent areas in Baltimore, but you know
they do
marketing.
You do, but they're very few far in between.
It's gonna
It's
cost.
like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
So we had 5 minutes out of Morge, and we got marketing for Baltimore.
Marketing for Baltimore. Yeah, I am shocked actually.
This
ain't Morge is from there.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he just
Baltimore's
was there
a good
for 3
area.
years.
It gets a bad rep because people just want to focus on the bad parts of it.
Oh, so it's like the
bad parts are more popular,
Yeah.
The bad parts are more popular.
I do have
more
to jump.
popular.
I gotta do my stream, but happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it,
I will pause.
Wait,
more
DreamCon?
Huh?
Wait, okay. What you say?
You guys going to DreamCon?
Everybody's going to DreamCon, brother.
Yeah, we all go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I've been trying to hit this dude up about it. He just been airing me. It's crazy.
Awkward.
Wait, what?
Can't talk to your mans no more?
That's not true. There's no way.
Can't talk to your mans no more?
I know.
Long hair got him acting different.
Yeah, bro.
You can start your stream. Wait, you can start your stream while here. You did that before one time. That's that's exciting for your viewers.
Stream Jay's event. What? I mean, I could.
You literally do a pre-reverie,
that.
bro. You literally do a pre-reverie with all of our faces. No royalties, and by the way,
none. No royalties, dog.
Yeah, and then you cut me out because of brown quota.
Yo.
No,
so here's what.
It was white quota. It wasn't brown quota. It was white quota. I needed more white faces.
I got DEI'd. My bad.
Yeah.
DEI is crazy. This is what Morge been doing. Morge will have a pre-reverie stream. Oh, he did. That's crazy. Yo, he was like, I'm not hearing it. He have a whole pre-reverie stream with all of us in the thumbnail, join the reverie for 10 minutes, and then leave. And that's it, dog. Oh my god.
Morge is awesome. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm still 100%.
Like, Baltimore's awesome. What are you guys talking about? And then left. That's crazy.
I'm picking Philly 100% over Baltimore, even though I'm had to move out of Philly. Like, there's places of Philly that is just better.
I mean, the way he described Baltimore is pretty similar to Philly. I felt like when I was there.
Baltimore,
just like,
I just think Baltimore's just the worst Philly. That's how I feel. I mean, Brock,
man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say 100 men versus the gorilla. What we doing?
All right, because I'm about time. All right, about time. Yes, this is great. All right.
Brago, you son of a bitch.
What we doing?
I hate
Hey, we talked about this before, but it was a lion the last time. We talked about it years ago.
That's true. We did.
We talked about this before.
100 dudes are absolutely destroying a gorilla. Are you kidding me?
Wait. Hit it. It depends on the dudes. It depends on the dudes.
No, but it depends on the dude. But
like
the
a random draft of dudes, no.
100 dudes with no prep time, maybe a different.
random. Just random.
That's literally the scenario. It's 100 dudes.
Just random dudes.
So this
it's
at
100 like physically fit people. It's all
aren't afraid.
Yeah, physically fit. You know, they're prepared for it. Yeah, but 100 random dudes, like right now, they just pull you out of the portal
random
into
selection, we do a draw.
random.
Wait, where's this? If it's in like a forest, the gorilla wins, bro. There's no shot.
So we talking about terrain?
A wide open plain.
No, bro. If it's in the forest, the humans win, bro.
No, dude.
If it's in the forest, I think you got more. You have more of a chance in the forest.
You're able to hide. No, you're able to hide. Like there's stones. Like you can just throw stones at the gorilla.
You act like we're better at hiding than a gorilla? The gorilla is better at all of that.
We have a better understanding of physics than the gorilla. Okay.
No,
I'm gonna put this out there. If my name got pulled, if I got pulled in the gorilla draft. I'm putting in work.
I fear that
the gorilla
is punching a gorilla and doing damage.
The gorilla has The gorilla has natural selection physics. We have does the ball melt or fall down at the
I'm not even worried about any of that. No.
Bro,
what did Nintero say? What did Nintero say?
Nah, bro, forget all that. Listen, once you see the first nigga head snap, then what?
Yeah, the gorilla straight up will use other people as weapons. Like we can't pick up another dude and start beating a gorilla. Gorilla could take two and start bonking you, bro. Like,
I know y'all not trying to. I know y'all not trying to say that 100 niggas is beating up a gorilla.
No,
absolutely,
dude, gorilla's
it's not.
Bro,
listen,
dude. Hold on. You're at the front lines are gonna have it rough, but the back lines are building. They're building trebuchets out of sticks.
Trebuchets.
The front lines are not building the back lines.
We're winning this.
What in the fucking Batman is he pulling out?
I got a punji stick set up like 5 feet away from the gorilla with like leaves coating the top so it looks like the ground. I'm ready. Like I'm just saying, with prep time, it's over.
Fam, it's gonna be 100 dead niggas, bro.
It's one gorilla.
Nah, but this the thing
is that the gorilla actually runs away. If we're being honest.
Hey, bro, this the thing though. This the thing, right? They say that it's just 100 dudes versus a gorilla, bare hand. No, like you don't get no weapons.
They're bare hand.
Yeah, bro, that gorilla is that nigga is putting all of y'all in a box, bro.
I don't think people realize how strong gorillas actually are. To be honest,
they're very strong, but it's 100. How strong are 100 people?
That's a lot of people. You realize a gorilla can like bench upwards to like 4,000 pounds. Right.
So, no, but also it's like you know, like in a One Piece conversation, we don't look at the fodder and be like they each can carry 150 pounds. They're fodder, bro.
Yes.
Fodder compared to the gorilla. The gorilla is like Luffy, dude.
Hold on. If we're gonna pick random people, we also got to consider a random gorilla. Not every gorilla is gonna be yoked.
No,
so that's a good point. So you're saying the non alpha male gorilla, right? It could be the runt. It could be a runt.
Not even the chief. We're not even getting the chief. We're not even getting Caesar, right? We getting like some random nigga.
There's a chance.
Missing is that average, like the stats that they giving you is for an average gorilla. That's the alpha.
Wait.
Average.
He said that's not Kerchak,
nigga.
If we gotta do a gorilla draft out of like anime YouTubers, who's the first pick?
What?
Anime YouTubers to fight a gorilla?
Yeah. So like the first pick.
That's the pool.
I'll volunteer.
I'm sending in Q and Trent just to see what happens.
What are we gonna do? Put the gorilla to sleep?
No, but it's gotta be.
We gotta get Cole out there, right? We got it.
Yeah, I'm sending Cole.
Hey, look. Here's the other thing. that wasn't really said. That wasn't really talked about. Right? It's like, bro, people be afraid to shoot a fade with a human.
People.
Yeah, with people, bro. Like What make you think these niggas gonna be? You know, they gonna drop their nuts and fight a gorilla?
That gorilla gonna squish a dude's head like Homelander.
I'll tell you this: if there's 99 human beings to the right and left of me, I'm gonna feel a lot better about that matchup than if it was just 1v1.
That's you.
As long as we're all, but if we're all,
I agree. I agree.
And we all gotta rush together to make you feel better about it. Yeah,
I agree.
Y'all gotta rush together.
I know that first hit. I might be out.
The first guy coming in is gonna have a really bad day, but the rest of them, it's over.
They are going to write books.
Turning into a Minecraft block if he's the
They are going to write books about what that gorilla does to the first like 10 niggas that roll up on him, bro.
So
I feel like Mr. Beast is working on this right now.
Oh, he is.
He literally made some tweets about it. Yeah.
So I got a question. So why do we just say 10 random men when the original tweet was 100 niggas? So we mean 100 black people, right? That's what it's 100 black men.
Nah.
It was never 100 men.
Jay, we're not doing that. Jay, we not
that was
doing
the original
that.
tweet.
We're not doing that because niggas is a term. Niggas is a term used to describe. It depends on who you talking to.
Okay.
Me. I say niggas, and I could be referring to a girl.
So really, so if you gonna say I was with this nigga the other week, you could.
Matt has definitely said I was with that nigga Driss before.
I've definitely called Driss a nigga. Like bro, bro, niggas don't mean black people. That's hard. That's what means a black person.
Interesting.
Oh.
Well,
I'm starting to think that the humans win. I think
so.
I think we win.
Oh my God. Okay, so we got So we got three. So we got three new people here: Kev, Goofy, and Murphy. Thanks for pulling up. How you guys doing?
Dang,
obviously you got
like before,
Happy
like
birthday, bro.
Yeah.
You know what the humans need some motivation.
Yeah,
bro, we not beat them.
That's one thing I definitely want to make sure we not beat.
You want to get Michael Irvin in there to hype us up, Brago?
They need more. I'm talking about like if you lose, then you lose something.
Your life?
Yeah, I think we're all dead no matter what's gonna happen.
Okay,
I don't think if the motivation was you fight a gorilla and you die, isn't that enough motivation?
No. What about you fight the gorilla? If you don't fight the gorilla, then your mom dies.
Hey yo,
that's a little different.
Hey, this nigga trying to make niggas turn Super Saiyan.
I'm just saying
against the damn gorilla. No,
you do that, they're gonna unlock Black Flash. Like, I promise.
I won't let you.
That's what I'm saying.
Get away like this.
We trying to win, right?
Goku only got stronger after the people died, though, didn't he?
All right, maybe we just kill one person.
Okay, so
one mom's just got
one mom.
Yo, what?
One mom for 99 moms?
So think about it. All right.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna
go ahead, man.
Nah. I was just reading the comment in the comment section. It was funny as hell.
Someone said we're losing 70 niggas, but we're winning. So then my question is,
that's what I was about.
How much if the gorilla is that strong, right? And you're saying it's bench press is like 2,000 pounds. That's about 20 to 30. That's about
gorilla bench pressing 2,000 pounds.
Now hold on now. That's about 20 to 30 niggas.
Gorilla with a bench. Show me a gorilla.
Okay.
Sen is passionate about this.
Sen is literally just trying to question science because he hasn't seen it.
But he's not. But he's not wrong.
Press.
But he's not wrong. Like if you
have the bench pressing stats of gorillas though.
Where's Wilt's 100-point game, bro?
No form, bro. He's not benching 2,000 pounds.
He's got no form.
What is he gonna blow out his back? Like what the?
Exactly.
It sounds like Sen is on the side of the people.
Bro, gorillas aren't ego lifting. What the fuck do you think that happens?
There's too many caveats with this scenario. We need to actually define where the setting is.
It is a wide open plain, Sen. It is fenced. It is a gorilla. It is 100 random men.
Yes.
They died.
But why is it random
gorilla? Random gorilla.
A random
so
gorilla.
Random man and a random gorilla.
There's no stones on the floor. There's no nothing.
No.
There's nothing to be used as alternative.
No
tools.
weapons.
I mean, the gorilla can use other people as weapons.
Are we talking real? Are they both bloodlusted? Is like
Stop.
The gorilla.
Can
the gorilla use
They're
men?
not running
Can-
away.
Damn,
They're in a
can the
cage.
gorilla-
It is
can-
a fight. It is a fight to the death, bro. What you mean? Are they bloodlusted?
Hold
Can
on.
the
What,
gorilla-
Is this the
Well,
season finale?
But the thing is though, if it's 100 people,
They just start screaming.
if it's 100 people, the gorilla's gonna run away.
but there's a difference. There's a difference. Like, what type of
Realistically, the
gorilla
gorilla
is
just
this?
runs away.
Yeah.
If it's
I think it was
fenced in, there is no running. It's
I
fight
think it
to
was
the
a
death.
silverback gorilla.
Okay, so yeah, the silverback gorillas can lift up to like 4,000 pounds. So,
Yes.
Show me.
but
Hey,
Sen, are you a
they
flash?
only weigh
right now,
up
real quick,
like
can you?
500 pounds. So like that's actually not too bad. Just take out their knees first, right? So you have like 2 people sacrifice, take out their knees. Then you have people jump on their back.
You won. But you won. That's the
I
problem.
think
These things
I don't
have
think
balls
any-
that are 4 times as dense
I
as ours.
guarantee it's gonna take more than 2 people to take the knees out.
Take out
2 people on the knees?
Go for his shins, dog.
the gorilla
Bro,
gets
they not
another
taking out-
person underneath, so it falls down.
They not
Alright, who-
taking out a gorilla.
Okay, who volunteers as tribute? Who doing that? I'm not on knee duty. I'm sorry.
I'm not on
Okay,
these
everybody
two.
laughed at me.
Okay, so wait, what if they all go at once? So if you got like 10 people that all go at the same time, so at least if one person dies, they've all
Those are
gone
sacrificial
together.
lambs, Jay.
So it's the
You gotta
sacrificial
be-
lamb. You gotta
Those- yeah.
do the Attack on Titan strategy because they was doing the same thing too. They had about 100 niggas in the survey
Against the
corps,
gorilla?
and-
Against the gorilla?
yeah.
How many? Wait, Jay, that's actually a great example. You know,
A Titan is much stronger. A Titan is much stronger than
You
the
saw what
gorilla.
happened.
Jay, do you know how many
Yes.
centuries it took to have a successful return?
Okay,
It's
all
a
I'm
big
saying.
that already.
They tried
Okay.
it like 1,000,000 times. It took
Okay.
them centuries before they found out that they
Okay,
were
but
like,
here's
in
the caveat.
walls. Like,
But here's the caveat though: gorillas don't have regeneration, right? You don't have to attack the nape of a neck to kill a gorilla. All right, so like let's not be dumb. All right, no, it's the truth. It's the truth because you guys are acting like this gorilla has nen or something. Like, oh my god, like it can take
Damn
damage.
near.
yo, but Jay, we
He's
don't
got
have
Ren.
regeneration
He's got Ren.
either.
He's got
Where's
Ren for
our
intimidation.
Jay,
He got something.
He has Ken. That's
got
what
100
he
lives.
He's got,
He has Ken and
Yo,
Poe.
Hen said we got 100 lives to play with. Let's use it.
Humans gonna have Zetsu. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I will
I'm
play
just saying.
devil's advocate for the humans real quick. What human is going to sacrifice themselves to be like the leg humans?
No,
like, there's
none.
probably going to be
Nobody's
people
gonna wanna
running
do it.
away from the
It depends.
gorilla. There's probably gonna be
Well. It depends on the person.
It depends.
Yeah,
on
because
the
it's falling
It depends on what that gorilla said. If he said some shit that I'm not I might have to go in there.
So I got a question though.
Jay,
I'm just saying.
Jay,
Let me just put.
Jay, let me ask you a question. Do you think
Yeah.
you could knock a gorilla out like
No,
by
no, I
punching
won't.
it?
No.
If
I
it's just
don't think I could.
unguarded,
Not gonna
it's
make
just,
it.
yeah.
It's literally going to be Thanos versus Iron
Yeah,
Man.
you can't
all
knock it
that for a
out.
drop of
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah, you can't knock it out. So the plan is, if we're in a fence, right? What type of fence is it?
Oh my god.
Electric fence.
That's the truth. That's the truth. So
What are you talking about?
if it
Let's
is,
say it's an
if it
electric
is,
fence.
if it is an electric fence, if you touch the fence, you get shot. Then 100 men definitely got a shot. Because all we got to do is lure the gorilla to
I would also
rush
like to
into the
point out
fence.
that it's literally
Nah,
impossible.
that's environmental
It's literally
hazard.
impossible for 100 people to hit this gorilla at the same time.
Yeah, you need
I
to
don't-
know grappling. You need
But
to
then
know
once the
grappling.
gorilla
You'd
know
have
the
to check it
fence is
out.
like a
there's,
weapon.
There's straight up not enough
Can you
space
just throw
around
us on
this
the
thing
fence?
for that many people to hit him.
Fam,
I'm just-
grappling would not save you.
I'm not saying it would. I'm just saying it's better than up from punching it. You have a better chance at like gouging out eyes and choking it out.
It depends on the mindset of the humans. That's what it depends on.
So you got to go for what's
The
vulnerable.
mindset of the humans.
I'm just
So if
gonna
you
put
take
this
the
out
eyes
there.
out, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do shit like that.
Roman-
We ain't
Take eyes
punching
out
a
your
gorilla, bro.
Death by
Ancient Rome Colosseum
Clam,
had,
that was really my
had,
point. You gotta- you
had
have 100 people, you
individual
could just
men
make it.
Dog pile on
fighting
top of
lions and
it.
tigers in the Colosseum.
And that was
Yeah,
getting
they
torn
also-
up.
They had
They had
one
swords
guy.
and armor.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
one
that's-
guy. That's one guy.
They also
One guy
didn't
versus a
have-
tiger with
They were
with
also
weapons
trained for that.
versus 100 guys. Okay, hold on. Tell me
Okay,
this.
wait.
You
Wait.
handpick 100 people out of the population. What are the odds? None of those 100 people knows Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh my
I just want
god.
to say.
Even if you have
Wait,
one.
let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all. If y'all had to make a bet though, if y'all had to make a bet, one person, you send one person in there with a weapon, or 100 people without weapons.
I take the one.
I'd make a bet on one person with a weapon. One person
a spear. What spear?
Spear. Okay, I was gonna say like, is it
yeah?
The gorilla is gonna take the weapon and then beat your ass with the weapon.
One person with the weapon has a better chance than 100 people versus the gorilla. That's a fact.
I
don't know.
I thought you were saying one person with the weapon versus
one person with a weapon.
But it's still the gorilla will take the weapon.
Okay, what about
wait, what's the one?
What about 100 people? What about 100 people? What about 100 people with steel pipes, like a sambo pipe?
Then the people win. People win.
Then the people win.
People win.
10's enough in that case.
JJ, all you need is rocks on the floor and the people win.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the rock method would be really
good.
good.
Good at stoning people, bro.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Stoning people's crazy. Said,
wait,
yo, I'm saying.
Arena in Qatar, is that what you're saying?
All you need is 40 people. That's it.
Sen's literally talking about that shit in Qatar.
That's not what I was
we have unlimited rocks. That's crazy.
That is not what I was referring to.
That is crazy.
Oh my the stoning God, people thing, they're like tied, you know, they're like stuck, they're chained, but the gorilla could dodge, right? Like, not a lot of people are baseball players.
Ultra instinct, Bragg.
Bro, put 10 guys, 20 guys in phalanx formation versus even 10 gorillas. It's a wrap.
I'm not gonna lie. So in Mr. Beast, he had 1,000 people, right? He had them throw shit, and the dudes were kind of disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. Even if it was like 50 dudes. They were out here throwing worse than some of the girls. I would rather have them throw the baseball than them. You know, like we're saying dudes, but like not all dudes can throw. If they could, baseball would be a lot more interesting. I feel like, right? Like
we're just not.
It's not like all the dudes are Dominican. Like, what am I? They're all
the dudes are Dominican.
I think the scenario.
All Dominicans throw good.
100 Shohei Otanis versus a gorilla.
Yeah, it's not like we got Shohei. Anime characters like
100 gorillas versus one Shichibukai. Thoughts on that?
The Shichibukai
was fighting the Mandrew.
Gecko more. You could go the lowest bar possible. You could do Buggy or Gecko more.
Yeah,
right,
Buggy's winning that.
Buggy still wins that.
Yeah,
Buggy wins that.
Buggy
all
day.
One Muggy.
All right, yo. Okay, but Buggy, remember, it's Buggy in a fence with a clean plane, no buggy ball, nothing.
Yo,
no knives, no weapons.
Why are you just removing his powers?
That's not his power.
Kid Sentamaru was taking out beers, bro. Buggy's
that's like removing Zoro's sword.
On serious.
Yeah, Buggy got it. Buggy
got it. Nah.
What was the other
Muggy Ball.
With the polar bear that came out today.
Wait, this entire time Murphy has been planning the 100v1 gorilla, and she's been cooking this entire time. I want to hear.
Jay, did you see the 200 men with their fists versus one fully grown polar bear one that came out today?
That's
utterly unserious.
So Polar bears are different because they eat human flesh. They're actually one of the only bears to eat human flesh and enjoy it.
Yes. That's just not a good
idea.
idea.
They enjoy it. Yeah.
They got no other fruit out there.
You stick me in the Arctic, I'm getting wild too. I mean, like this shit. I don't blame the polar bear, my guy. Like they're the lonely up there. Like,
what did we do to make all these animals? Like, what did we do to justify these matchups? I don't think any of us should. Play with
the Emperor said 1,000 women versus one gorilla.
That's crazy.
I was like,
Brago.
That's insane.
What?
What does each human have?
Did you just say 1,000 women versus a gorilla?
Yeah.
I don't even need that many. I'll beat it myself.
That's easy clap.
Easy clap for who?
For the gorilla.
Y'all don't understand. Women are smarter than that. I'll be able to outsmart the gorilla.
What is the gorilla gonna do if I kick it in the balls? It's gonna fall.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you're right, man.
That's a hard target to hit. Their posture doesn't make that easy.
Yeah.
Their upper body.
You gotta get there.
You gotta get it. You gotta get He's got to already be like you got to be pinned basically. There's no way to get to the target.
That's crazy. We're flaunting on dangerous territory here.
I feel like if you're in the legs territory, that would be a good assault.
John was saying 1,000 is a lot. It is a lot. 1,000 is a lot.
1 million. 1 million gorillas or Blackbeard off screen?
Give me off
This
screen.
is the real question.
So then,
100
let me.
gorillas or 50 polar bears.
Oh,
polar bears.
Polar bears are vicious.
Polar bears.
I
Polar
don't
bears
think y'all don't understand. Polar bears are actually crazy. Polar bears are actually
It's
apex
still
predators.
polar bears. It's
Bro,
still
polar bears are one of the only species in this entire world that actively hunt humans. Nah,
I
bro.
wasn't saying humans. I was saying.
I think y'all starting to sleep on the gorillas now. Come on.
Nah,
Come
the
on.
polar bears-
Polar bears?
I think the polar bear eats the
You say
gorilla.
20 polar bears versus 100 gorillas?
Bro, polar bears are like polar bears come equipped with black Air Force Ones, bro. What?
Wait,
No,
what?
because the polar bear has an inside. They have claws. Like that's actually kind of cracked. They have 10 knives, and
There's also,
gorillas.
it's even
gorillas are
harder to-
more.
it's even
But
harder
gorillas
to
are
hurt-
smarter though.
It's even harder to hurt polar bears than it is gorillas because of the fucking like fat that they have on their body. Like it's like
Yeah,
literally
polar bears
too
are kind of nuts.
I got a
like
polar bear
laser
one on one,
smaller
but we
on
talk about like 100 versus 20. Come on, nah.
You seen how big a polar bear is? They make grizzly bears look small, bro.
Yeah.
like,
Bro,
ridiculous.
bro,
They're
polar
so
bears are
big.
cracked
They're
out,
really
bro.
big.
I need to
Them
check
niggas
the
are
size
crazy.
difference. Let's see.
Yeah.
Polar
We said
bears.
it would take
Legit-
10
hold on, I
dudes with
got you.
steel pipes to beat a gorilla. We give each polar bear has 10 knives on their hands, and you're taking 20 of them versus 100 gorillas.
Give me 100 gorillas.
We give the gorillas steel pipes, then maybe.
Oh, the
Gonna be
gorillas
able
need
to use.
tools to
They're not
counter
gonna be
that.
able to use that like as
Yes, they
efficiently as a
can.
human.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but like, listen, right? Like I feel like we're not realizing like polar bears eat meat, right? Like they're meat eaters. Like
Check this tweet, Jay.
gorillas
That's how they
are like plant eaters, right? They're herbivores, so they don't have that like killer animalistic like instinct. Like polar bears are like, yo, there's like a living thing over there. Let me end its life. It's winning. A
I'd
polar bear
actually
is
be-
winning regardless.
That's a good point.
Oh.
I'd be more afraid of a chimpanzee than a gorilla, if I gotta be honest with you.
Yo,
Wow.
Chimpanzees
That
are
is a statement.
chimpanzees are crazy. They're crazy.
That is a
bro.
statement.
I think the
Yeah.
gorillas got to make a statement.
The gorillas gotta fight back
They're getting disrespected.
against the alligators.
They're getting disrespected.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. This polar bear is massive. This image of this polar bear is crazy.
They're crazy. Jay, polar bears are scary. They're scary.
Well, I know they're terrifying, but I don't think I saw like the size comparison of a polar bear and how big they are.
Like,
They're
why do you think
actually-
they're up in the North
God.
Pole, right? Like, why do you think that we keep them up there? They're not there because like we
Alright, we
like they
keep 'em up
wanted
there
to.
is crazy.
Yeah, it's to keep us safe. It's to keep the rest
Definitely
of us
not we
safe.
keeping them there.
They're there for the Coca-Cola.
They're there for
Who do you
the
think took them there? The gorillas.
That's our conspiracy, bro.
Just
Yeah,
as
Shanks and Loki.
as an example of these things up close too, like this tweet is pretty emblematic.
Oh
of
my
how
God.
fucking gigantic these things are.
Bro.
Emu's
Yeah,
about to be a
I
polar
think
bear.
bears are the most terrifying animal on this planet. I would never want to be near a bear ever. They're like
All right. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. After the Revenant, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That bear, the fact that he didn't finish his food, bro, and the
Like an
Revenant, I
anaconda?
ain't yeah. Bears kind
Anaconda,
of lost. I don't know, man.
bro, half the time they're in the middle of eating. They're like
polar bears or 10 elephants.
No,
I feel like an elephant could
Elephants-
stomp on the polar bear,
elephants.
though.
Elephant
Yeah.
is a low diff for the elephant.
Elephants goes nuts, bro. Like
That's not true. That's not true. There's predators in the savannah that are hunting after entire herds of
with
elephants,
with groups of like 50.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's all-
Polar bears.
and they get sniped.
Yeah,
out
but
the-
against
out the
that's
group.
against one elephant then.
The real black Air Force ones with the hippos.
And even then, they're not
Oh,
trying to.
Hippos are crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hippos.
One
Hidden's
hippo
talking
eating
about,
gorillas.
what
Polar bears
Hidden's
left?
talking about is like 50 lions versus one elephant. If you're doing like 50 polar bears was like
Yeah,
10 or
well.
20 elephants, elephants are winning.
But that's the
Yeah.
lion stuff. If we're talking about a polar bear, like that's a size
And those
difference from
elephants
a
are also
lion.
running away. They're not
Yeah,
even
they're
bothering
running.
to try to fight.
Yeah.
And
now
those are
one-
also all females and like adolescents. They're not
Nah, but the
against
polar bear
adult
took, polar
males.
bear took
You're
the baby.
cooked. You are cooked.
I mean, the elephants
Polar
have
bears
the
are elephants,
tusks
baby.
too.
Throw
They got
100
2
gorillas versus one hippo. I got money on the hippo. I'm just gonna say
Oh
that.
man, this gorilla disrespect is crazy.
Yo, so what happened to? So why
Is
is
it
the
in the
gorilla
water?
PR so down? It's so down now. What happened to that?
I
thought we
think
was really
because
all
people have
about-
talked themselves into like them being the gorilla. I don't know.
Bro,
I just know nature.
They're just
like
not
a-
apex predators.
Yeah,
Like
they're not.
gorillas. Like the thing is like gorillas are like very like cute animals that can get very aggressive, right? But only if you're like attacking them. Like they'll protect their territory, but you're not just gonna be like, oh my gosh, there's a gorilla, I'm dead, right? Like you're gonna slowly back away. You're going to not be aggressive, and they're gonna leave you alone. If you go to a polar bear, it will eat you. If you run into a cow in the wild, it is going to tear you limb from limb and then feed you to its young. So like there are levels to this, right?
Yeah,
Where it's like
Harambe ain't touching that.
like a giraffe, right? If I saw a
Not gonna
giraffe
happen.
in the wild, I'd freak out because giraffes, they whip their necks like so hard, like I'd be dead. I'd be
They'll
all the way
fucking
across
kick
the
you and
earth.
you're dead immediately.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Yeah, the bear is too OP.
If I run into a horse in the wild, like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be scared of the horse. Like yeah, it could kick me, but it's a horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's
zebra. There it
same thing.
is. So y'all think y'all can beat a zebra?
Don't you
Y'all,
dare.
nah, hold on. Y'all think y'all can beat a
Don't you
zebra? This is
dare.
a serious question. Can y'all beat a zebra?
No.
Y'all think y'all can?
I'm gonna fucking.
There it is.
How big are zebras?
Y'all are tripping, bro. Like,
There it is. You walk right into y'all. Great job, Chestnut. Great job. Great job, Chestnut.
Am I barehanded? Am I bloodlusted? Because then
It doesn't matter.
Yes, the
I might
zebra has your
bloodlust-
mom hostage, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You
Okay.
are literally getting stomped out. Straight up.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right, Glam. Glam. 100 niggas versus one zebra. Who wins?
Okay, then the men are winning.
All right.
you see, because,
20.
all right, we gotta set the parameters, right? Because this animal is the animal is attacking you. It's not like a regular zebra that's running away.
Man had to go he had to literally go from 1 to 100 to get the W.
Okay, what about 20? Okay, what about 20? What about 20?
20.
And this is a vicious zebra. The zebra's
I'd
mad.
probably still say no.
The zebra's pissed off.
The
zebras just start running. If they just run back and forth,
They also
back
are
and
not
forth, they
just gonna
trample
kick you.
us,
They're
like-
also not just gonna kick you. They're gonna fucking bite the hell out of you. With their
yeah,
head.
they're gonna bite me with that weird ass head, bro.
Wait, Jay, do you think
No,
you can beat a kangaroo?
Horses bite each other.
No.
They can
No.
bleed
I don't
each
think I
other.
can beat a kangaroo. Nah.
Really?
Kangaroos.
Throw hands with kangaroos.
Kangaroos, yeah.
They're really
I would
small.
grab the kangaroo by his tail and spin him around like Super Mario. You know,
Y'all are powerful, man.
Apparently, the Australian rule, the Australian rule with
people.
kangaroos is if you're taller than the kangaroo, you fight it. If it's taller than you don't fight it. That's
Oh,
that's the
really?
Australian rule. Yeah.
Is
That's
that like
bizarre.
on its feet or on the tail where it's like stands?
Not on
like-
the on the tail. All the kangaroos are taller than you. On the tail, you're talking about baby kangaroos at that point. Like, yeah,
Little Joey.
yeah.
Fine,
Don't forget the kangaroos can have they got co-op. They you don't ever know how big the kangaroo inside them is. You know they can pop out. You know, and you got 2v1 right there.
Their feet can also gut you if they hit just right immediately. They got gigantic ass toenails.
They're a
Yeah.
walking lobby. They got a whole lobby.
Yeah.
Matchmaking with kangaroos is crazy, bro.
All right, what about 100 like people versus an emu?
Oh, there was
Like
a
one
whole
of
war
the-
about
There's
that.
a whole war.
Yeah,
There's an
yeah.
emu
Because
war.
they-
I remember
think-
the emu.
yeah, they-
won.
Yeah, because like speed diff.
Yo,
Like
where's
it's
their
a real
head?
thing.
Where's
It
their
wasn't
head?
one emu though. It wasn't one emu. We're gonna be.
Where's their-
But
But
they
it's like-
used
it's like
guns and they
speed diff.
lost.
It was a
Yeah,
whole
they used
army.
guns
It
and
was
they
a
still lost.
coordinated attack from the emus. They had strategy. They had weaponry. Okay, this is a different situation we're talking about here. The emu.
But
Weaponry
keep in mind,
is
the
crazy.
humans also had guns and they lost.
Yeah, well, you know, they no prep time.
Better aim.
No prep time. It sounds like they had prep time if they had tactics.
They got
just
off
say that
screen. It's all
they're
off screen.
Australian. They're just Australian, I guess.
where's
Is
their-
that what you
yeah.
can say?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Animals are powerful. It just depends. Like a cheetah, I feel like is better than like a lion because of the speed. You know what I mean? Like
No,
speed diff.
cheetahs are so you could beat a cheetah because they're super light.
When you say
You think I could throw a cheetah? You think it could
Cheetahs
like
are real,
throw from
yeah.
behind and I just reaction time?
When you say you,
cheetahs
what do you mean
are
by that,
cheetahs
though?
are like 70
But
pounds,
you'd
like
probably
ish.
still get packed up from them just like
Yeah.
knocking you over and just biting.
Most people get it.
or something.
Yeah, most people get packed up by a house cat.
I'm
if
just
they-
saying cheetahs versus lion.
cats are
There's
different,
no,
though.
there's like Chestnut brought up cheetah versus lion. I'm saying no.
No,
the
cheetah versus
Oh.
tiger. I think we have a conversation. I feel like lions are overrated. I feel like they're, you know,
Oh no, that is a fact.
tigers,
Lion slander. Lion slander is
actually
crazy.
terrifying.
That is a fact.
What? Am I wrong?
Give me the tiger case. What's the tiger?
Tigers are huge.
Tigers are way more than that.
Are we talking about the Bengal tiger?
Wait, Rocco, have
What
you
kind
seen
of
a tiger's
tiger are we
forearms?
talking about?
Tigers are
Their forelegs?
That's the thing.
Tigers are greater than lions for sure, but lions are not. We're not.
No,
we're not,
that's what I'm saying. Tigers are
lions.
1v1 tiger over lion for sure. But
I agree with that.
Lions don't roll dolo.
There were no
pack.
saber-toothed lions.
That's the gangsters,
It
bro.
was
They
a
gang.
saber-toothed
Yeah,
tiger.
that's why they rule the jungle.
I didn't know the lions bringing the gang. Like what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
That's all they
it's
do.
gang.
Lions never. Yeah, lions never roam on their own, bro. They just
The
don't.
tigers,
do that.
they're solo.
So you can't be a king if you ain't got no kingdom, bro. But a lion, they got kingdoms all the
man.
time. That's why they're the king of the jungle, because they got citizens.
You don't even live in the jungle.
They're scared of the tiger though.
And they still rule it. Isn't that crazy?
I don't even live in the jungle. Yo, that's true.
They don't live there, but they still rule it. That's real pull.
No, that title is literally that polar bear meme of the Arlington, Texas one.
That's real pull, man.
That's a lot, bro.
So you saying it's just Lion King? Lion King did that?
Yeah, Lion King is propaganda for lions.
So how did we get to a point where we're like jungle and Africa kind of got, well, not jungle and Africa, but the savannah and jungle got mixed together? How did that happen? How did we get
British
to
people. That's how.
White people.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically.
Oh, is that because they said king of the jungle?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
I
fact.
guess.
That's a fact.
They also said lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
So
my.
so my question is this, right? We're so disrespectful to humans when it comes to like fighting gorillas and all this, but what about Tarzan? Like he beat a leopard, he choked out Kerchak. Like, does that not?
It's fiction.
But it's
made it up. It's a made up tale.
We have
It's a total fabrication.
But we
never
have
happened.
evidence. It was based off a real story, was it not? The missing link.
This one was invented by a writer, Jay.
I did not know. I did
Now
not.
hold on, Murphy.
I did not know
Yeah, you make
Tarzan
a
was a
good
biopic.
point. You make a good point, but he was set up by the gorillas as well. I mean, you remember they sent him to get the elephant, the hair out of the elephant.
Why are you
So, I mean,
entertaining the part where he said it's based off a true story? Why are you entertaining
this is the most important part of the conversation I've heard so far.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to
Based
say.
off a true story.
It's a lifetime.
Oh my god, the real Tarzan wasn't fighting jaguars and leopards. What the fuck?
He wasn't beating up animals until he was sent after that elephant hair. I'm just saying the lad's innocent.
Exactly. You see?
Murphy just had to step in.
You just had to state her piece. So again, it's based off a real story. It's the truth. So
Literally that video in the
No, stop.
Where's Tarzan today?
I mean, listen.
I think
he's the missing
Tarzan
link.
might be dead
He's
today.
the missing link for a reason. He's missing.
Listen, guys, like 100 trained boxers, like trained boxers and fighters are going crazy. Like, I'm sorry, they're beating a lot of animals.
You put
like
100 boxers.
Boxers, no. MMA, maybe.
Fine, okay, I'll say MMA. I'll say MMA. I'll say MMA. But
Like we're not having Floyd Mayweather dodging the gorilla endlessly. Like
I mean,
what's happening?
Mayweather is not the weight class to be putting against gorillas.
Yeah, she's in 100 boxers.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, 100 boxers.
He got like the big show.
I think a boxer
100
should
like
take
you know,
that.
like Mike Tyson, like heavyweights. Like this is what I'm talking about.
Like if we take, you know, I think
the boxers do better
trained
because of their mentality more than anything.
Their
So they do better.
mentality, Braga.
Yeah.
Kinda like Rocky, you know
Not
what I mean?
really
Like the
killer
gorilla hits
mentality.
Rocky, and Rocky's like, back up, you know?
You put George Foreman in like a squad of like 99 regular people, the odds
Gonna make
shift
some
heavily
pancakes before
in
you kill that
favor of the
gorilla.
people. Like, you know,
I'm
like
not gonna lie. If I'm the
heavyweight-
gorilla, I know who I'm taking out first.
George Foreman. I'm going straight for Foreman. Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
It's like Sukuna
Where the
versus
grill at?
Gojo.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Nah, I can
the
see
99 people are just distractions at that point. It's
Yeah,
just
and then
okay,
think about this: the 99 people see Mike Tyson gets clobbered, right? Then what happens? Are you still
You
fighting?
don't-
That breaks everyone.
And you don't use
Everybody's done.
The
Mike
morale
just
is- the
ace up your
morale is cooked
sleeve
at that
first. You know, you don't send in Mike first. You know, you gotta let people the people wear the gorilla.
Oh,
down
we had to
a
send the
little
leg
bit.
people in first.
Yeah,
I
get
forgot.
the leg people in there.
Who
you
gonna
know,
tell
to
Mike
distract
no?
the gorilla.
Brago's gonna send Cole. Brago's sending Cole in first. Apparently,
I'm gonna tell Mike no. Hold me back.
Okay.
Hold me
But-
back.
What if it's like 100 jujitsu black belts versus a gorilla?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over.
It's definitely.
Hidden definitely has over.
Is the gorilla wearing a gi? That matters. You know it matters.
It does matter, but you can do no
instead
gi.
of the regular gorilla, now you got the chief gorilla.
Now we got the chief.
You got the big boy.
So you got an alpha male gorilla versus 100 jujitsu masters. Yo, low key gorillas kind of know jujitsu a little bit.
Look, I gotta defend humans for a second because I feel like the bias against humans is crazy. Because I don't know if you guys noticed this, but we're all human here, so I feel like we gotta rep our our side of the argument a little bit better. And I think we got here for a reason. There was a time when humans didn't have guns and we didn't have pretty much anything.
Yeah, our strategy.
We didn't lose.
Running away
No,
and
we
staying by
didn't lose.
ourselves.
Left them alone.
Yeah, we ran, bro. We outran them until they got tired.
No.
We ran away.
You
picked
think
up
there were
rocks,
no
and fought them at
cavemen?
range.
There were cavemen eating all kinds of meat in the wilderness. They tried everything.
But they had weapons.
I don't think that was
like the thing is, it's like you could just make the weapons. You know what I mean? Like give me 10 minutes in the woods and I'll make myself a spear. You know what I mean?
They didn't. Yeah, they spent longer than 10 minutes. They used stones. You try to make a stone weapon, bro. The gorilla's gonna break your 10-minute spear.
I guarantee. Part. When I'm gonna see you in New York City.
I want some of y'all to meet a gorilla so bad.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for them to meet that gorilla.
We're gonna go in the walking central part, and I'm gonna show you how quickly I make a weapon.
Yo, let me see if they got gorillas at the Houston Zoo real quick. Let me look up. Let me peep that.
Are you threatening Bar?
For real, we need to set this up.
We might have to just go to the zoo.
Just to see one.
Yo, I'm down, bro.
I'm typing
in New York,
right
New York, Houston, they got a zoo, bro.
They got gorillas in Houston, Brago. It's time.
Bro, just go. If you go into the forest, you can just make a weapon. It's so easy. Like you just take like a stone and you just tie it to like a stick, and you have a hammer. That's what we did.
A stone.
This is like a kindergarten argument, though. It sounds like we on the playground. Like all we need to do is get some sticks.
That's all we need. That's what we used to do.
And we can beat the gorilla. Like hell no.
The crazy thing is like most humans probably like lose to a dog. You know what I'm saying? So like
For real.
A cat.
All right, that's a great question though. Y'all think one human versus a Rottweiler, who wins?
Rottweiler.
Most likely the Rottweiler.
Yeah, I think the Rottweiler depends.
Most likely the Rottweiler.
Right, I gotta ask: is the Rottweiler bloodluster?
All right, Jay, get rid of the Rottweiler. Get rid of Rottweiler. A pit bull.
Facts.
Listen.
Well, we gotta get bloodluster. The animals are just like that, bro. They're gonna be like.
I got opinions. I got opinions on pit bulls. I don't know why we keep them as pets, but hey, man, like hey. You know
look, I'm just all right. All the pit bulls.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Let me just throw my controversial thing about pit bulls out while we're here.
Pit bull attacks always happen on the easy targets. I'm just saying, you put a pit bull against like a trained fighter. Like I'm just saying, humans.
I mean, most people are trained.
Okay, all right. To be fair, hold on, no. Because if you know how to scrap, it's a little different. Because we've seen a lot of dogs beat people who can't scrap. But have you not seen the video of that one dude? There's a pit bull chasing his little baby. The dude flies out of his house and starts piecing up the pit bull like 1, 2, 3, 4. The pit bull runs away. You mean to tell me that's not a clear example of a human that can beat a dog's ass? He's probably not even trained. He's just a hood nigga. He's just a father protecting his daughter. Okay, it's just
but Jay, that's what I mentioned earlier. Humans with motivation.
That's nan.
It's different.
That's nan abilities. That's it.
If he got motivation, it's a little different.
What type of hockey do you have to get in a fist fight with a pit bull, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not everybody, bro. Not everybody can do that.
Hey, man, if your daughter is in danger of a pit bull, I'm beating that pit bull's ass too, man. I'm tombstoning that, man.
All right, what about this? You know the article.
Taking him with me.
You know the meme about the article with
taking him with
at worst. At worst, taking him with me.
I got a new hair. I'm taking him with me.
At worst, I'm taking him with me.
At worst, yeah.
You know the meme about the articles with Florida man? You know, Florida man does this.
Exactly.
All right, 100 Florida men versus one gorilla.
Whomever, the Florida men win. They win.
The Florida man wins. Yeah, the Florida man. The Florida man. Florida man will. The worst part is
it don't matter who it is.
The worst part is it'll be all off screen because the Florida man is the king of the off screen. You never know what he did, but you just know he did something. That's it.
Exactly.
It's only in news reports.
They're gonna be off like 10 Red. They're gonna be off 10 Red Bulls, bath salts. Maybe they pop the Zin just before.
They're not gonna feel nothing.
They're not gonna feel like they're gonna go right in. They're going. They will volunteer to be the leg guy. You know, like that's like.
You know what? Now that I think about it, Goofy, I want to ask you this: would you classify an agenda as Blackbeard being One Piece's Florida man? Like, think about it for a second. Like, think about what he did. It's a man he ate 2 devil fruits. The only man to do it, he did it off screen. And now all of a sudden, he just destroys all the Whitebeard pirates. He's killing Whitebeard. He takes out Marco off screen. Like, he's kind of crazy, dog.
No cap, that's exactly it. Now that you mentioned it, everything we know about Blackbeard, deadass, look at that like it's a Google article. Like, local Florida man beats up Law and almost takes the devil fruit, but Law gets away. Local Florida man, no, you're right, bro. That's hell yeah, I'm with that. That's 100%.
Local Florida man kidnaps Marine hero. That's it, and he's gone.
Yeah,
he's missing. I was like, whoa. Nah, that works.
Florida man eats 2 devil fruits, doesn't die.
Doesn't die. That's it.
It makes sense. Bro. Jay, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jay, because that event was televised. Marineford was televised. He still found a way to do that shit off screen. He was like,
off screen.
The Florida man. The Florida man is Jack, bro.
I was Jack the Florida man.
I was about to say, what feats does he have to be considered a Florida man?
Jack fought these animals for 5 days by himself.
This gorilla sliding into the glass. What the fuck is this? Is this a Satsui no Hado from the fucking Akuma raging demon from the gorilla?
I still have the script.
This is perfect. I gotta say this deal.
Like
Nah, okay.
100 Steve Irwin's low diff. All right, but it's not gonna be. I don't know. I think any Steve Irwin would be like, "Hey guys, maybe we shouldn't fight this gorilla." I think that's what even 100 of them, they'd be like, "Let's just not fight him. I don't think it's worth it. Let's just not."
No, it's not.
Yeah, but then we don't figure out the match. We don't figure out who wins then.
This is also the guy.
We don't know who wins.
This is also the guy that lost to a stingray, and I love Steve Irwin, but he lost to a stingray.
Jay,
you know what I'm saying?
Man,
come on,
do
man.
not
I had to say it. I had to say it.
You did not.
I had to say it. I had to say it. I love Steve Irwin. Man.
If a fish beat him up, I know a gorilla can. That's all I'm gonna say. That's man.
Okay, so how about 100 exactly 100 stingrays, right? Versus a gorilla, right? Who wins that one?
Depends. Are they in water?
Might win.
Depends on the environment. Yeah. If we just throw
in the water, we're cooked.
So there's a bunch of rocks. There's a bunch of rock platforms, but there's water on the rock. You know what I'm saying? So it's in water, but there's a bunch of rock platforms for the gorilla to be around.
I don't know. I think they both got to know that they're fighting. I feel like if they both just
aren't stingrays poisonous?
Yeah,
they are.
They definitely could beat them for sure. They definitely would.
But gorillas got thick skin, so it's like, you know, are they actually gonna puncture the gorilla? The gorilla can just grab him and just, you know, he can grab one stingray and start swinging around the water.
Are they poisonous or venomous? I don't know. I don't really know.
I don't know what the difference is.
Honest with you.
They are.
Yeah, I really don't.
I think that because they stab and then they you know.
The difference is venom. Venom is if it's in your bloodstream, it kills you. Poisons if you ingest it.
Okay.
So then they're venom.
Anything with a stinger, it's venom because they're trying to inject it. That's like the thing.
Well, don't stingrays like go up against like sharks and dolphins and stuff? I don't know.
I don't know if they really go against that. I think they're just chilling most of the time.
I mean,
are they harpooning sharks
for?
like in the water? I don't know.
I mean, if a stingray is boxing a shark, I mean, I think he's taking out a gorilla. I think sharks are a lot more dangerous than gorillas.
I don't think a
I tried to
stingray.
look up the answer, and AI was like, no, "Nigga, we don't know. That's no one's ever asked that question before."
Do you have any marine biologists in chat that can tell us?
Glam, Karen, I know you guys watched a lot of Planet Earth. What does stingrays? How would a stingray fare in a battle?
I don't think
guess
there
a
was
shark.
any.
Depends on the species.
Okay, so like the apex stingray, like an apex stingray.
If it's a manta, it's gonna cook it.
An apex stingray is crazy.
It also depends on the
The
type of
apex
shark.
jellyfish.
Hey, I am rereading Toriko. I ain't gonna lie. So all this stuff is kind of hitting home right now.
It also depends on the type of shark too, Jay. Like, if it's a manta, then...
It depends on the manta. So I'm saying the most dangerous manta out there versus great white shark.
Or like, great white cooks it.
Okay.
Is it just like one-on-one? We're saying, or is it the 100 man?
Great white cooks it.
Yeah, absolutely. Shark? Are you kidding? It's like they're insane.
Now, if it's like a blue shark or something like that, then the stingray might cook it. But it's all
how about like 10 eagles versus like 20 gorillas? I feel like the eagles got it.
The eagles.
What?
10 eagles versus 20 gorillas?
Yeah, have you
That's
seen
not
the damage?
fair. That's not
Have you
fair
seen
for
the
the
damage an
eagle.
eagle can do if it wants to, bro.
Unless if it's like a
Crazy.
bunch of golden eagles, the eagles are cooked.
Because they're flying. Well, all right, tell me this. What do you do if it flies away? You can't fight it.
Rombay didn't
chooses-
die for this, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
How big are
Is that
golden
10 eagles?
7 feet, man.
And
Them
maybe
eagles are
12.
big, bro. What? Yo.
Have you seen like fully grown like bald eagle or like some crazy large eagle like one of them?
It's
No,
got a
those
7
things
foot
are-
wingspan.
Like their
They got
talons
really
are.
sharp. Their talons are like as big as like bigger than a hand, and they got sharp claws, and they can fly away after they attack you. Like they got the vantage point the whole fight.
But if they get hit like one time, they're going down. They got no.
What are they gonna get hit? Gorillas aren't throwing the rocks at them. You think?
Well, I mean, like
once
if a
it ripped
gorilla
that
like
wing
moves
off.
its arm, you know? Yeah, like
That nigga's cut.
The one-winged eagle.
One wing.
I don't know.
One
So, like,
wing
that's
is
one-
cooked.
Yeah, if you get the wing, one wing, it's kind of over. But then there's still like 9 more eagles.
Not
How many,
to
wait,
chime
how
in
many
here, but
gorillas?
The real
just
way
one?
to
20.
20
eagles-
gorillas? Oh, man.
the
Maybe
real
you
way
should've thought that
eagles
number
fight
through.
here is eagles and birds, and I have personal experience because they tried to do this to me when I was younger. If birds will pick up rocks and they'll drop them from heights or throw them, so they'll crack tortoise shells with
The
that.
super birds you can fight.
And so when I was a kid, I had a falcons drop rocks on me while I tried to ride a bike, and then I looked into it. I was like, that means they were trying to eat me because they were trying to knock me unconscious and carry me away. Yeah. So that's how they.
That means you did something to those birds, Pa. What you
Yeah, I don't know, Par.
So I
That's
was
crazy.
saying to on my stream the other day, I have an owl, a giant owl that's been following me around my town. So it's like I don't know. So
The hell that
birds
mean?
just animals like me. I don't know. It's just a crazy thing. Rhinos
like you?
Yeah. I went to Disney World. I have this on video. Rhino charged the observatory thingy. There was a bunch of white rhinos, and they had to stop the thing and like corral the rhinos. Rhinos still came up to the cart enough where I could touch it, but I just had my camera out, and the lady started yelling at me. I'm like, "Why are you yelling at me? I'm in the car. Tell your rhino to walk away." But the rhino just chilling next to us. So yeah, animals just kind of like me. It's just
You
a
are
thing.
Craven.
Dr.
You're Craven the
Doolittle.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh, we have two
Oh,
completely different.
I guess
You are Craven the Hunter, actually.
Yeah. Whales too. Whales came at us. I was at a snorkeling thing. So it wasn't that far off the coast. And a bunch of giant fish started charging, and this girl started screaming like as if a shark was coming. I told my wife to get out of the water because I felt like a whale was coming. We get out of the water, a whale started coming. And I know the guys are pissed.
You got
the
observation
guys are
on you,
pissed
Par?
because it wasn't a whale. It wasn't a
Beastmaster?
whale watching tour, so they were like, "Damn, we should have charged these guys for whale watching if we knew the whales were coming." But it wasn't in season, so. But yeah, whales. They were right there, and yeah, it's crazy.
So Par,
Tell me
Here,
this
I have a
time
video
versus the
show.
gorilla. All we needed was Par.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, here,
That's
like,
crazy.
I have the
So
owl
we could use Par
like,
as
on
bait.
video.
We can use Par as bait, and
That's what I'm saying. That's all we needed was Par.
That's kind of mean to use somebody that you know as bait.
I mean,
Yeah, look at this video. Can
He
you
said,
see
"I
the video?
mean, hey, man."
I don't want to use somebody I don't know.
Casual conversation.
Hell no.
What the fuck? Yeah, this owl. It was just every time I talk, it would start responding, and then I was like, and I'm in my car, and I'm like, I'm loud on the thing, but I'm in my car, so like, how's it hearing? I'm mad far. I was zoomed in because it was super big. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, owl.
Something happened, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened.
Hold up on you.
Yo?
It's my whole
She
life.
said, I'm gonna be here all night, buddy.
No, it was there for
right at you. That's crazy.
I shit you not. So that owl was there for in the exact same spot for 30 minutes while I was at my parents' house. And then as soon as I left, they left. And then my neighbor told me that there was a giant owl on our tree in the morning. And I was like, huh? What do you mean? And then they were like describing the owl as the same owl. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, in Mexican like folklore, they are witches, so you know it might have been after you.
Yeah.
So owls are often regarded as messengers from the spiritual world.
Bro, that's one of my YouTube comments said that, and they said to leave out nicotine. I was like, what the fuck? Or tobacco.
Leave out nicotine. Just nicotine.
Bro.
They say owls are omens of change.
Yeah.
Give the owl some Newport.
The owls just a chain smoking. That's crazy.
I just like to put it outside.
Yeah. Thanks, G. I've been looking all over.
It knows what to do. It knows
I've been
what
trying to
do.
get your attention for the last 3 months, man. Thank God. Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Give it some nicotine. It's crazy.
What's up, Recon?
From Elbath.
How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good, y'all?
Yo,
Recon. What up, Recon?
What's good,
Long
man?
time,
What's good, y'all?
long time no talk, bro.
For real, bro.
Yeah. How about that guard of honor, man? How about you give your boy a little guard of honor? You know, for the champion. You said you know what it is, man. If you're a Liverpool fan, you know we're champions.
Yeah,
That's my birthday. I'm a champion.
You just got to rub it in, but that's okay. We're gonna win another league. You know what I'm saying?
of course.
We're gonna win a league and make our way to where y'all at.
Absolutely. In the next 10 years. Yeah, for sure. 10, 15, 20, around there. Absolutely.
20, maybe 20. 25.
I'm thinking 20. Hey, man, you never know, bro. You'll get it right. I do have a great question. This is a good one. You have 50 orcas versus one fodder fishman. Who wins? And one.
Oh, the 50 orcas.
Orcas.
Bro, I live next to SeaWorld, bro. I see that junk almost every day. Dude, those things are crazy, bro. Bro, just one is enough. 50? Nah, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Orcas are nuts, bro.
Okay, so then instead of I'm trying to think, okay, you know the dude that Usopp fought? Chew.
Orcas.
20 orcas versus Chew. Who wins?
Orcas.
Yeah, I'm still giving 20 orcas, bro. Yeah.
Versus Chew?
Hey, have you seen the videos?
The fishman?
Yes,
the orcas orcas out here taking down boats, bro. Like 3 orcas
out here getting snuck by rubber band of doom.
Chew can hit them with the
orcas in 4.
He got the bullet.
Orcas in 4.
Spit the water like it.
Yo, give me Chew, bro.
Yeah, I take Chew. I take Chew. For real.
Give me Chew.
Why would I take an orca?
Nah, orcas cook them, bro.
20 orcas versus a fish man, they can like lift houses. Like,
I don't want to see what an orca can do out of water. What do you mean to leave alone 20?
So that's my point then. So then if y'all believe Chew is such a watch, then what about Arlong versus 100 orcas? Who's winning?
Oh, Arlong.
Well, he's a shark.
I'm still giving it to 100 orcas.
Wait, it's
100 or 20 orcas. That changes though.
I'd still give it to the orcas.
Arlong got dinner for a quarter.
For a quarter.
I just feel like I don't know. Everybody pre-time skip lost to Luffy with no hockey. I feel like orcas probably, maybe not crocodile. Actually, definitely crocodile because actually there's all that water and shit. Yeah, I think I still bet on the
but Luffy's Jesus.
Luffy pre-time.
What is Enel no diff the orcas?
Yeah, I would say. I think so.
I would say anything would get knocked out if a human-sized rubber band, like think of how much a rubber band getting snapped on like your arm can like sting, but he's like a human-sized rubber band, and he's like hitting you with like punches over and over. That's got to be, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People don't hype up Luffy enough. Like Luffy's pretty strong.
Yeah.
You seen Gang Archer and My Hero? I mean,
yo, brother.
What is
50 of them.
I think Gang Orca was a little disappointing though, right? He didn't really
Only
do nothing.
Brago would remember Gang fucking Orca.
Gang Orca was
Gang Orca was cool, man.
Yo, he had a cool design. He had a cool design, but that's about it. He wasn't doing nothing else.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
It was raw.
What was he, 12?
Yeah, he was 12. He was formerly 10 at one point.
Formerly 10.
So is there? Wait. So explain that. He was formerly 10. What do you mean he was 10?
The rankings changed
And
constantly.
he fell.
So the boy got
I thought you meant like 10 years old, like he's Bonnie. I said, wait a minute, he was 10, like 10 years old, Orca years. I was like, no, wait. I was confused. That's it. I just had to clarify.
All right, I've never seen Gang Orca in my life. I think Gang Orca could take some people. He looks pretty sick. I'm gonna be honest.
So
Was
Gang
he
Orca
behind the
versus
washing
Orca.
machine?
Yes, he was.
Shout out my Go Wash.
There actually was a washing machine. Okay.
Wait, what number was the washing machine?
He's pretty up there.
He was pretty up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was top 10. Wash was on top 10, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
My Hero Academia watch. His name is Susugu. What on earth? I don't think he was up there. It's not saying nothing about him being up there.
It says.
Oh, he's number 8. He was number 8. Oh my god, yo,
Yeet.
that's crazy.
Yeet.
Don't mess with Wash, man.
The laundry hero, that's your goat?
He wash you.
That's what you stand by? Nah, bro.
Wash looking like Pythagoras right now, to be honest.
I mean, Wash versus Best Genius. I don't know.
We are not doing My Hero fights here. Not in this household. Yo, we are not doing that.
Happy birthday.
Okay, so then what about One Piece humans? Because I made a poll, and it was supposed to be me versus Usopp without his slingshot. Y'all think you think a regular human or a human can take Usopp?
No.
Yeah,
I can take Usopp.
I could take Usopp, man.
I think
he just got too much
I'm
experience.
getting whipped.
He got too much experience.
Like 1v1 hands, Usopp.
Just hands?
Straight
just
hands?
Just straight hands.
Just
No.
hands, I'll whoop Usopp.
Post time skip Usopp was.
I think Usopp got it.
It depends.
Yeah,
if he need to beat you, I think Usopp could probably pull. I mean, you remember in
Usopp.
Alabasta when they beat the fuck out of him? I never. I would stop fighting. I would stop fighting.
Yeah.
He can also low key take a lot of damage. So I feel like
Ulti.
Yeah.
And
Usopp is on steroids, bro.
Yeah,
Usopp is low key a superhuman, bro.
No, you're right.
Post time skip Usopp is not natty.
He's got blood
I
armor.
have him by the lips though.
I mean,
That's
that's
crazy.
different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah,
That's
Kizaru doing that was crazy.
disrespectful.
Yo, he's
Just
actually
disrespectful.
Kizaru's actually violently disrespectful. Like that wasn't even in the manga. Like, why did Toei even do that?
That shit is crazy.
You said you talking too much.
I love when people in anime do that. Like when they know you can't whoop them, they just start being disrespectful. That's my favorite shit that happens, bro. It's so funny, always.
It was like he asked him a question. He asked him a question and grabbed his mouth, so he couldn't even answer. So I'm like, he just being triply toxic.
Nah,
like, there's no need to.
The funniest shit is when Goku just started slapping Frieza. Like, why the fuck did he do that? I'll never forget. He was on Namek and Goku.
Just slapping the piss out of him, bro. I'm like, man, why?
Why are you doing that, Goku?
That's not saying technique. Like, what are we doing?
That hasn't got nothing to do with fighting.
I still remember the first time. Jay, do you remember when Toriyama first passed away and I showed you the clip of the kick that he does where he's flying past him and then throws his leg behind him that's not even in the regular anime? It's like only in the manga. Do you remember that shit?
Yes, the spinning kick.
The one where he flies past him, misses the first kick, and then just throws his leg backwards and hits him in the head again.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. I don't even know why he did that. That was just
like
completely
the fucking
unnecessary.
coldest move in that whole fight, and it was never put in the anime until like a video game, like OVA, for no reason. It was insane.
Well, I'm glad.
Wait, which one? Which fight?
It's the Goku Frieza fight when he first goes.
Okay.
There's literally a move that's only in the manga, Recon, that isn't in the anime at all, and it's the coldest shit I've ever seen Goku do in my entire life.
Oh, let me go see this. I got it right here. Let me see.
I could vividly see that panel in my head as well.
Yes.
Can I ask y'all a serious question?
Yes, Jay.
That I've been curious about. How do you think the landscape of anime YouTube has changed recently? Do y'all feel like it's different?
Y'all don't stream anymore. That's the first one.
Well, not the One Piece community is a little different, right? But like anime YouTube in general, y'all feel like the landscape is a little different, or is it just
Definitely, absolutely?
What are we talking about? So. What's timeline?
Yeah.
Like last year.
In the last since Demon Slayer's come out, it's become hyper casualized, for sure.
I just think it's too
stuff like Trash Taste getting very popular is like emblematic of that.
Oh damn!
I just think the Mr. Beast of
That's
YouTube
what it's called,
like,
Marco.
No, I mean he's not wrong. I mean like, so
and Trash Taste is for casuals. Like that's the whole point of it.
Because I feel like
most anime fans are casuals though.
Yeah, but like there was this for YouTube content. It was way more like hardcore and niche, like pre.
So that's what I was gonna.
Pandemic probably.
Because like as I've been looking at like other anime channels, I found like there's not a lot more focus on like niches. There's not like any hyper concentrated niches anymore. It's kind of just overall anime channels or whatever's like really popular these days. But back then you used to have a lot of niche. You'd have like the Naruto pocket and the One Piece pocket and the Bleach pocket and the My Hero pocket, right? And I think JJK had a pocket, but it kind of started and died pretty quickly. And then after that, I don't think we have any pockets at all now. I think everything is kind of just more overall anime. Yeah,
well, yeah. We got to think about like the back then. It was like, you had the people in the pockets like Tekken with the Bleach and Sawyer and Naruto, stuff like that. James Hansen, and I think people realize when you're kind of going to these pockets, once it's over, it's over. You know,
that's true.
So it's like, I think people are kind of learning from the past where it's like, yeah, let me just tap into like what's popular right now. If it's Solo Leveling or JJK, Attack on Titan, whatever's popular, we're going to tap into that as opposed to just creating my entire identity around like one thing. So I think that's been the evolution right now.
I think also along with that, like when you get more general, right? When you're pocket or niche, you're more specialized, so you can get more in depth, and like One Piece has cultivated that for so long. And you know, the casual conversation, it kind of meets in the middle. The more general you get, the more casual your content is going to be, and then that reaches more of the casual audience, so then they both kind of explode together, and that's why we're getting like a huge boom of that, especially right now. And it may change because like ideally, I mean, it's not just anime that has like lore heavy content. Like there's a whole Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, like all those fandoms that exist outside of anime. And like hopefully when those fandoms and like a lot of people, the younger generation who would have been in those pockets, they're gonna start coming to anime and become more specialized as well in each thing. So I feel like it's a current timeline where it's gonna be casual until it's not. And then, you know, it's also a thing with anime too, where it's like, you know, you watch an anime or a manga, you read a manga, and you know, there's been so many, it's been like 2 decades of like similar stories to the point where like isekai was a whole renaissance to a certain extent, and we haven't had something like that, but like it'll get stale again, you know. And so you know, when that happens, there'll be an interesting like
that even
not
happened
split.
with isekai too. Like isekai like became a new thing, and then it like very quickly killed itself in terms of originality.
Right.
I think the pockets don't exist anymore because there's no long shows to justify it. No shonen series is going to go to One Piece or Bleach or Naruto length anymore. It doesn't happen. These shows just they don't want to put all the money into one thing anymore. It's got to be like a new series that's popular for a couple years and then move on to the next thing. We had My Hero, we had JJK, we had Attack on Titan. We have to keep pumping out the new and hot thing that's going to generate, you know, revenue. So
putting JJK and My Hero in the same bucket, because I didn't watch or read the ending of My Hero, but I did with JJK, and that would be the problem with like putting your money in a bucket where it's like the reception of the ending may not be like, you know, as profitable. So then you have the industry pushing that kind of stuff down too. You know, let's get more new stuff, and then, you know, and also it's also the pressure too. Like a lot of the authors have like a crazy timeline. Kishimoto even talked about that too when it came to Naruto. There was a timeline that he was given, and there was certain things that he admitted, like, I want to do this, but it was kind of rushed, and I had to get to this, and this is the end date. Oda doesn't really have that to that extent. I'm sure he has his own pressures, but the industry is wildly, weirdly pressured in terms of content. Like, we're content creators and we have our own set pressures on how we get videos out and all that. That's the same thing from a different, like, professional industry level that they have, which makes it so weird. Streaming in general, like the on demand, and like the way Netflix drops something, for example, like we don't have week to week with Netflix. They're testing out new things with Netflix that might change how anime drops too, but honestly, a lot of things will be steered by Netflix, I feel like, because Netflix is going to start buying up more and more studios and start putting out original content, and it'll change the source of where
it's a lot more competition for attention. So it's like anime, they don't have the time to build up like they used to. So it's either you hit or it's it's over.
You could blame the ending thing on that too. You could, like, the reason we get these bad endings, I think it's twofold. I don't think it's because the endings were going to be bad, like the author couldn't handle it. I don't think that's the case. I think it's either one of two situations. The manga wasn't ever intended to be that long in the first place, so they never had an ending that was going to capture the whole scale that it grew to in like it wasn't going to be able to be tied in a nice, neat bow. Or the studios wanted it to end early, where the manga didn't have enough time to cook, right? Because there's a lot of these stories, the problem is you have all these plot threads, and then they have to get really quickly resolved right at the end so that we can wrap it up and move on to the next thing. And there's not enough time to do that in a satisfying way, and that's where you get these endings that, like, people are complaining, oh, this happened, this is lame, this is stupid, kind of. There's not really any other way to, like, rush an ending to make it work where people like it. I don't think
generally people complain no matter what the end is.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
That's true.
That's because of headcanon. That's because of headcanon and, like, the fandom setting, like, expectations in advance, and then it's never gonna please everyone.
Everyone's gonna complain at the end of One Piece, right?
I mean,
Of course.
No ending will ever be like, oh my gosh, this is flawless, right? Like, I thought the Attack on Titan ending was, like, perfect. I was like, oh, this was a brilliant story. And yet, like, half of the fan base hated on it. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that we're ever going to get back to, like, the Naruto fans will make Naruto content and Bleach fans make Bleach content. Like, I think that the One Piece fandom is going to hold out as long as One Piece is there. And I think that eventually what's going to happen is we're going to have genre pockets. And I kind of see this already, at least in the sphere that I'm in, because I do mostly cartoon content. So, like, I can do very in-depth theory videos about all different types of cartoons, which is really weird because everybody who watches cartoons watches everything because there's very few that are actually pretty good. And I think that anime is going to kind of get to that point at some point. It's going to be like, there will be a few animes that are very popular that people want deep dives into. Like, it'll be like 3 really popular series that are shorter, that don't come out, like, you get like 10 episodes every 2 years and people will make theories and theorize about it, and then it'll finish and then new things will come out. And I think that that's just going to be the content sphere. So I honestly think, like, One Piece is kind of an anomaly. Like, there's no reason that this fandom should have gone over 20 years.
As long as it is.
Like,
One Piece,
it's
nothing
insane.
like One Piece is ever happening again.
Right.
No,
it's the last of its kind. And when it ends, it's going to be, if you thought Gear 5's reception was like there's a lot of people that don't like Gear 5. And if you thought that reception was mixed, wait until the ending, because there's going to be people that love the ending, and there's going to be a large amount of people that really don't like the ending, and we're never going to hear the end of it for a while.
Especially
some of those people might even be in here.
The investment is, is steep.
Mm-hmm.
So Oda should just keep it going.
Yeah, the emotional investment is very high. Yeah, so there's people that have been following this for 30 years. If you don't get the ending you want,
if the ending is not satisfying,
that's rough.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Oda can keep it going for another few years. I feel like 20 years is not that crazy.
20 years from now?
Yeah, what
Crazy.
No.
Oda? What if Oda avoids the
not
ending?
One Piece, but
Actually,
One Piece.
that's actually Two Piece. That's gonna happen in 20 years.
I don't think One Piece goes on for 20 more years, but
You don't think your kids will become One Piece YouTubers, Brago? What do you mean?
Yo, Brago, BDA Law Jr. Dog, yo, I need it. Yo,
that's crazy.
Yo.
You got the Bron and Bronny type deal going on.
Yeah, I need it.
I'm like, I remember Katakuri. What do you know about Katakuri?
My daddy told me about
Katakuri versus Luffy was.
Talking about
that's the first
Colin.
question you gotta ask him, bro. Like, yo, Katakuri or Luffy?
Talking about Colin.
First generation YouTubers.
Oh, shoot.
That'd be fun. That'd be tight.
Real talk though, would you ever entertain a two-piece? Would you
For
actually
sure.
give it a shot?
We're already seeing it.
I feel like
Colin's two-piece protagonist. We're seeing it.
Not like
two-piece, bro.
I don't know if I would.
I mean,
maybe
No.
it can't be too close though. It can't be too close to like this era. I would like it to be maybe 50 to 100 years later.
It has to be completely
maybe even
separate.
more, honestly.
One Piece.
Completely separate.
Yeah,
That's the only way. You can't do Boofy.
because the prequel is gonna happen. A prequel is happening.
Yeah, no question.
And I don't think they're gonna just let One Piece go, bro. We just got Daima.
Yeah, look at Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is an example of why
The
One
thing
Piece
is-
will never end.
And the One Piece fan letter showed that like they could really create some quality stuff.
There's a lot of stuff out there they can play with. So
right,
it really
Dragon Ball's a little different though, because Dragon Ball has Toyotaro. I don't. Does Oda have someone that could succeed his work once he's like putting down the pen? You
I'll be
know?
there.
I mean,
I'm sure there are a lot of people that would gladly.
yeah, that's the
You
thing with
know?
Oda's style. Oda's also like when you think about it, like the movies, he literally talked about it how it's like these are other people.
He's involved, but other people are like,
Yeah,
you know.
other directors know the ending. He's told basically all the main cast of mangakas like the ending of One Piece, and he's also throughout the years had all of them draw his art style, whether it be the Ace novel, other side things, and then you know it's not even just mangakas. He's been having like the studios, right? One Piece fan letters are a really crazy one because it's like when you watch it, you feel like, wow, this really feels real to One Piece. And yet, not that Oda didn't have a part in it, but more so like it was written by somebody else entirely. You know what I mean? And
You
it
know
still
what?
felt like Oda. You know, it's
One
crazy.
Piece could be around for 20 years, considering the One Piece is coming. So
yeah,
true that. Yeah, the anime at least
And
is
live
a little
action.
bit relevant.
yeah, and you can tell Oda's thinking about legacy now, like how he's
For sure.
invested in the live action. So he may continue to
I
branch
really-
out.
Even the remake.
I
The remake,
really-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Oda and I love One Piece. I really don't want One Piece to go the way of Star Wars. I don't want that.
Same.
I do not want that. I think that everything has its day. Everything has its ending. One Piece has to have an end, and then we can put it behind us and say this is a work of art. Let's leave it that way. The moment it becomes corporatized and we start getting spin-offs and we get 15 different One Piece side stories that are all mixed in writing, mixed quality, it's going to diminish the
I agree.
legacy of what Oda did.
I'll tell you,
But
I'll tell you
I
right
don't
now.
want that
I'll
at
tell you
all.
right now. What
I don't
Hidden's
want that.
talking about, what Hidden's talking about, is the reason why comic books are not doing well at all.
Yeah.
Because they never have endings to anything, particularly for Marvel and DC. It's constant continuity.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's why anime and manga can provide satisfying like setup and payoff for things, because you know there's going to be a like realistic conclusion to something you're reading. Whereas
But, like, when-
Marvel and DC is like, when's the next run of Spider-Man started from author 357 in 2026?
Yeah.
Like that's just the cycle of it, and they haven't done anything to deviate.
Yeah.
From
I agree with this completely. When a series ends and it ends well, and then the studio or the people who buy the rights or whoever says more money and then just produces more, it is never satisfying and it always taints the series. So for me, if Oda says done and it's a really satisfying ending and then someone else says I have more, I'm just not going to touch it. I'm not going to go near it. I'm just going to enjoy One Piece and let it be.
All good things must end.
Don't be touched, bro. Don't touch.
I feel like
Because,
the
like,
big
even for
example
Star
is,
Wars,
Naruto,
right? Like,
right?
because I liked Rogue One.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know, so it's like different things in there that you
Yeah,
can
but
like.
for,
I know.
and for every
Also-
Rogue One, you get like 5 like
Like
That's
why I'm like. That's why I'm gonna touch it. You know, I'm not going.
Yeah,
like,
That's right. That's
I'm not
right.
gonna swallow. You know, we don't have to swallow all of that. I already swallowed One Piece, but like, we don't got to go that far for everything else. Just touch it.
Hey,
you know?
Jay, it's been real, man.
He said, you know what I'm saying?
What
I'm gonna slide out here, cuz.
No, but also like I think it's just because also I feel like it's inevitable. You know, with Lucas, it's like he had 4 billion and he looks sad when he was signing over the rights, right? I feel like Oda finishes and he gets the story out. He's set up in a different way where like, you know, the mangaka circle that he's cultivated in a crazy way. Like every mangaka makes a reference to One Piece. In a modern, if you read like modern manga, you always see like something that looks like Luffy, or they make a straight up direct reference. Like Oda's cultivated something like crazy that it wouldn't be that crazy to see someone carry on the mantle, even if it's a group. And I kind of just look at it as like it's inevitable. Like if I look like Oda finishes it, someone is like, hey, here's 10 billion for your story or the rights. Oda's like, yeah, I'll take the 10 bill. Like, you know,
I don't think he'd ever give up full control.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that, but I think he'd get in that much. I think he'd get an insane amount, and it's like, yeah, why not? Whatever.
I think he cares about legacy, so I think he want like the spin-offs, like the fan letter and things like that. For sure.
Yeah. But I think that's also
the materials
what I was
there.
saying by like the respect of the series. Like everyone respects.
I think he'd still be involved though. I think he's still be involved for sure.
Yeah, I think
to be like a producer instead of the head, you know, creator of.
Like the way the movies are made, you know, like which is kind of ironic because not a lot of people like all the movies, which is fair.
Okay,
but
yeah, that's what I was
not
about to say. The material's there, but they're already doing it, and it's not. It doesn't even.
The
slightly match the
separation.
quality.
The separation there would be that fan letter had different parameters than a movie, right? The movies are made to be non-canon that he can like be like, oh, here's like a Shanks detail in like 90 minutes of content, but you can't really touch anything else of the main story. And otherwise he gets situations where he's like, yeah, Shiki was too strong. He's not really like, you know, that's not real. He'd have to do that with every single movie. Whereas fan letter, a lot of people like that, and that was content adjacent. It kept everything canon. It was pretty much there. And so it's all about the parameters you set. The movies are a completely different parameter than what would come after One Piece, at least in my opinion. You know, like I'm not saying again, Dragon Ball's a weird one, but like Dragon Ball even had like multiple different timelines that they went down, and all of them ended up being successful. Some people don't like some of it, some people don't like the other parts, but it's just inevitable. And it's a question of like, are you not going to touch?
Fan letter was really short.
Here's the thing, though, the fan letter.
The whole spin-off, you have so much opportunity for breaking the world to pieces.
Yeah, 100%.
They do. I would. I would
There's
also,
like an issue though with like continuity, and it's the same thing that we see with like Naruto and Boruto. Is like, yeah, like you can have continuity, and you can keep the same characters, and you can have a different person writing the story, but eventually they're gonna bring the main author back because people had backlash, and that's what happened with Boruto, right? Like they had a bunch of writers, and nobody liked it until Kishimoto came back, and then once Kishimoto came back, the story was good again because
that's why I think it's too close. It is too close to like.
So you can't you can't do like
you gotta
Two Piece.
50, 100 years. You got to completely separate yourself. And I think references to like the Straw Hats 100 years from now, whatever. I think that's cool to see that in the world, but like a direct like 10 years down the line or 5 years, no.
But that's also I think like One Piece has.
What about prequel? Be great
because
I think Oda be heavily involved in the prequel.
Prequel, he'd have to be involved.
Well, he'd have to be involved.
You'd have to be involved in the prequel.
Yeah. But like what Brago's saying is like later down the line, right? And I think also the other thing is like One Piece in itself has been testing a certain element of this where they don't even do cover stories. And originally they did one cover story, but like the way Japan had thought about it at the time is if the main character's not in the anime, it's no point to put in filler content, even though if it's canon or not. So they don't do cover stories that much. But now they're doing the cover stories inside the episodes, and it's like not dropping it where you don't see Luffy for like an entire episode or something like that. And it's like the culture's kind of changing. Whereas back in the day, you needed the main character all the time. And at least Toei or, you know, Shueisha or whatever, they kind of like brainwash themselves into thinking like that. But then you have situations where like JJK movie Zero, where it's like the main cast isn't really there. And then they're doing a prequel thing and they're like testing the waters with like not canon, but not the main cast being there. And
Zero was fantastic.
There.
Zero was
right,
so good.
right.
So good.
And the main character, well, like, you know, Gojo, yeah.
Gojo
like
is the main character, so you know.
Right, yeah. But like the point is that like as far as
they
like
built up somebody else
people,
with Utah that kind of worked. So
But
right.
But you would need like almost like a continuity character. And I
you
think
need a
that's the
transition
reason-
character.
Yeah, that's the reason that JJK0 worked is because Gojo, like, yeah, technically Itadori is always going to be the main character, but it's like Gojo is like the face of JJK. When you think of Jujutsu Kaisen, you think of Gojo, right? And
Right.
so like even though he's like not in half of the story, like that's the character that you're focusing on. And because he was at least in the movie, people are like, "Oh my god, that's Gojo!" And then they watched it. And
Right.
that's why
But
it
what
was
I'm
so
saying is
successful.
like you wouldn't have seen even that like 10 years ago. And
I
so
agree.
but they're testing the waters in terms of how can we make the content without the main cast, and like that one would be like probably the closest example to like what Brago's talking about, like 50 years down the line in the One Piece world. There's no Luffy, there's like
that
maybe
hasn't worked with One Piece though. Like without Luffy, they don't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you
They
could do
don't
like
like
a
that,
My
but-
Hero
Problem is,
Vigilante, where it's like
One
a
Piece-
spin-off, but
Yeah.
adjacent to the story. You know what I mean?
I
And,
mean,
like,
Hunter
that
x
one
Hunter has an
a lot of
entire
impact.
arc. Like
Right.
The problem is with One Piece is that it's a shonen, and at the end of the day, if you have to keep making new things for the shonen series in question, it's gonna have to scale up and up and up to stay appealing and stay relevant. Because if you lose Luffy, you lose all the things from One Piece that made people want to read the story, and then you make a new story. That story is gonna have to top what came before because it's a shonen. The next enemy has to be bigger and badder than the last one. That's the way it stays interesting and relevant. So you get the Boruto situation or the Dragon Ball Super situation or even Daima, where everything is so crazy high scale compared to like where it was originally that it kind of loses part of its identity. And you know, fan letter is good, but fan letter is short. It's very short. It's a very, very it's like a pocket-sized little glimpse into the world. There's not much room to screw up like the lore or the world building.
It's also not something that impacts the main or even side plots of the story
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or
Yeah.
form.
Right.
You
And
start
so
doing
like
prequels, you start doing prequels, you start having to make that prequel work with everything else. And if it doesn't work,
with
now
the
we have a
timelines Oda
continuity
has
error.
set. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if the rights
One
are in the
thing, like-
hands of these companies, that becomes canon, even though it's like flawed.
Plus, from what
it
I
becomes
understand,
canon.
like fan letter is like by the literal definition, just like fan fiction that just got animated, basically. So it's not like it's an actual
Right,
like
but-
propertized thing that's a part of like the IP and like in a quote unquote official sense.
What I would say about fan letter is the same sense of what I said about movie Zero, right? Like 10 years ago, fan letter would never have existed. Like that's the point where it's like in the official sense, that's a testing point. That being approved in the first place is insane. You know what I mean? That was a huge risk from their standpoint. From a viewer standpoint, from a fan standpoint, that's a great idea. All fans would love that, but that's always the problem is that the corporate people, they have to put the money into that. And Japan's always been finicky about, you know, like remove the main character and make something, right?
Yeah.
Remove the main character and do that. And that's why, you know, you have the weird Boruto situation where you still have Naruto as a god and you have to remove him from the story and make the other characters gods and stuff like that. But like, you know, the industry is testing these options where it's like, yeah, fan letter is short, but you also have to argue like how hard was it to get that greenlit? That was probably insanely hard, and it probably like I don't know when the source material was made, but I would imagine there was at least 4 years in between that being, or maybe even more since it was all Sabaody. I'd imagine that took like over 5 years to even get like passed, or if it was shorter, it's shorter, but it's probably really, really difficult. And that would be the major question, was like after One Piece, will the industry be open to doing those things? And you know, I think like hopefully it's going to a positive direction. You see like JJK, all these movie like series that are incorporating movies in a kind of cool way with its canon. That, you know, maybe it's a positive thing, who knows? I feel like Oda, especially, like when you look at how he's influenced the entire industry he's surrounded, it's like none other. It's like insane, the industry that he's cultivated. It's like what he regards Toriyama as. He's done that with himself, and now everybody respects him. They don't even need to give him the rights. They would be like, I don't want to do wrong by Oda, and I'm going to consult with Oda. Like, it's that kind of a thing. And I just feel like the way they're doing it is a lot different than any other examples that we can get. So that's at least why I have the optimistic output on like extra One Piece content afterwards, because it's a little different with Oda. But who's to say? Who's to say? You know, maybe the live action is a different pulse on how things can go, even with Oda on board, right? So, you know, people have mixed signals about the live action. I don't know what to say about that, but you know, maybe with Toriyama too, some of the content that wasn't made by Toriyama was also, I liked it. You know, GT was kind of cool for me. I like GT.
wasn't made by
I think
Toriyama.
GT's overhated. It's overhated.
GT
Yeah, I like GT, and that wasn't made by Toriyama, and so it's like maybe
GT reminds me like it reminds me like 4Kids One Piece, bro. It's endearing and loving, like
100%.
You just gotta like, how do you not love the long hair of Super Android 17 or Baby or the Volpara brothers? You know what I'm saying? Trunks was trash. I ain't gonna lie. Trunks and Goten were hot trash in GT. But outside of that, like
Gohan was kind of.
Gohan was definitely mid too, bro. Like, cause you got Trunks running around in chinos. Like, Trunks, what happened to the orb?
Hey, real talk.
Like, yo, what are we doing? Like,
Super Saiyan 4 was iconic though.
Oh, absolutely. Super Saiyan 4 was everything.
Yeah, dude. Iconic.
And hard
it's
carry.
Legendary transformation. Gear 4 is arguably inspired by that.
Is Chino Gohan worse than Black Frieza Orange Piccolo though? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, there's some things that continue on, and it's like, wait a second, hold on, was this the direction? You know, I'm just saying, not everyone.
Gohan's dream was to be that lame as an adult. Like, he's literally that was his dream. He just wanted to be a lame adult, raise his family. He didn't want to fight aliens. I love Gohan's character. I really do. Let him be in them chinos. Okay?
But now he's Beast Gohan.
I don't.
See,
I also fear that the dream of him being a pacifist is mainly an English dub anime.
That's the problem.
It's not a manga thing really at all.
Dead ass depressed me. I was like, God damn, I guess he is a beast right now. Whatever.
You gotta. That's the problem. They gotta keep it. They gotta keep it going. They gotta keep making the new Dragon Ball thing. So like now we gotta bring Gohan back and
let Goku die. We should have let him die. So he doesn't die. Now it don't even matter. Every time it's just like, bro, it doesn't matter. Dragon Ball will be
that was a victim.
They say stop spoiling GT.
That was a victim of the whole industry.
Murphy hasn't seen GT. Yeah, we're gonna get Murphy
but
on
Goku
GT,
continuing to be the main character is also the old industry thing. We can't keep the series going without Goku, and Gohan can't carry the series. But now, if it had happened now, it would 100% go to Gohan. That's the difference of like time, right? Back then they thought that like Gohan wasn't appealing as a main character, but most
have been better. I would have rather let's just watch Goku in Otherworld beating people up than go back to Gohan fighting Majin Buu or whoever the villain was. I just didn't the way. Bro, I hate it. Mystic Gohan's music is like some of the best Bruce Falconer ever did. I still remember when he powered up. That shit it's a beautiful moment too. He flew down, he asked Piccolo, hey, can you, my father is the greatest fighter I have ever known. Can you please give me his gi? I want to pull up exactly. When he pulled up and Piccolo was like, it's Goku, and Goten was like, no, it's my brother. I was like, oh my God. He flew down, chills, just for the plot to be like, actually, we don't really fuck with you like that. But Goku's back now. We gave Goku his life back. We're gonna bring Vegeta here, then we're gonna make them two fuse. It'll be great. You'll see. Just you gotta get absorbed. It's okay. That shit, bro. I hate that. I hate it so much.
Mystic Gohan.
But real quick, I do gotta go. So Jay, happy birthday. I'm so glad that you're turning 60 years old with all of your friends.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's a big milestone, you know?
That's crazy.
But it was nice seeing all you guys again.
And nice
have a
seeing you,
wonderful day.
Have a good one, Chestnut.
Bye, Chestnut. Thank you.
Later, Teenage.
Bye. Later.
60's crazy.
Wait, has Murphy watched Dragon Ball?
I'm pretty sure she has.
I read it.
Read it. Oh, you're better than most. Okay, that's crazy.
My favorite.
Why is she still?
My favorite battle artwork.
Yeah, what do you got, Par? What you got, Par? Who want to flex their books?
Yeah, what do you got, Par?
Yeah, I have a bunch of bootleg DVDs
y'all
from
see this?
International.
Y'all see
I have
this?
all the movies.
Oh, that is a beautiful edition.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, the new Vagabond Deluxe, bro. I'm telling you, beautiful, bro.
That's beautiful.
Y'all gotta get them.
See mine?
Are we
It just
flexing now?
it fell apart while I was reading it.
Oh my god!
That's
wow.
my
How
bad.
Dang.
Oh my god!
How hard do you
Love it.
read?
Yo,
She's a hard
Don't
ass.
read that hard.
hard.
No, it just fell apart. Look at how bad that binding is.
You read the hell
You
out
seen
of
this
it.
stuff? It's the meme of, with the,
Oh, we got
meme of
the
the guy
Never read
opening the book.
the
and
Death
it
Note
lights on
Deluxe.
fire.
Okay, bro.
You seen the Death Note with the black pages, bro?
Oh,
That's
Isn't
crazy.
that
so
clean?
beautiful.
It's
Oh, yeah,
so
that's clean.
crazy.
That is so
That's
So
good.
good.
That's clean. That's scary.
Yo,
Oh my God.
shout
Don't
out to
read too
Shonen.
hard, Tidden.
Shout out to Shonen Showdown, my boy Rob, with the $20 donation. Happy birthday, family! This is the only day I'll ever say Dragon is only looking east. Yo, was it
Shout out,
Goofy?
Rob.
Wasn't Rob wasn't he the only Dragon defender in your stream? Was he the only
Bro,
one?
he is. Yes, he is. Like, he was the only Dragon defender. He defended Sabo too, but nobody was coming after Sabo. They was coming after Dragon. Like, everybody was trying to get Dragon. And and Rob was sitting there like, he's like the meme where like he's standing over somebody. There's a bunch of knives coming down. He wasn't getting any of them. He wasn't getting any of them.
No, it wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work at all. Yo, there was actually a point that I wanted to bring up from that stream. They were talking trash about Usopp. I think Larry from that One Piece talk was talking trash about Usopp's mom and how Usopp was a bad mom. Now, I'm curious. I'm mad Braga's definitely because Braga. I know Braga would have a great take on this. But how do you guys feel about Usopp being a bad mom? What do you think about that?
Usopp's
Or
mom
Usopp's
being
mom
bad?
being a bad. Yeah, Usopp's mom
Why
being
she-
bad. He said,
not
"I want
bad.
to." Let me walk you guys through it. So, with unprompted, this is what they said. By the way, we didn't. Nobody.
He said it ain't me. He said
we didn't. Yeah, I did. This is how. But this is he just came
That's
out of nowhere.
usually
He
how
was
it
like,
goes
man,
down.
I think it's really crazy because like, why didn't Usopp's mom raise him better? And we were like, what? What do you mean? Why didn't she raise him better? What are you talking about? Well, he's always lying all the time, and she should have. You know what I'm saying? Like she could have took him down to the local YMCA, play basketball with him and stuff. I was like, Larry, what the fuck? What are you talking about? What do you mean? It's like, that's what we said. We were like, but like she died, and Larry was like, man, that ain't no excuse. I said, what? I couldn't believe it. That's literally what he said. He said, that's no excuse. I was like, dying isn't an excuse. Oh my God. The comments on that video were, they were hot. They were so hot. They were hot.
That's just Twitter clip farming, right? Like that's
It sounded like he was
Two panels, and in those two panels, she was dying, and
didn't raise
she
him
wasn't
enough
good
in
enough.
those two panels, I guess.
He
I don't know.
didn't
He meant it. That came from his heart. We kept trying to see if he was joking. Larry's face was he meant it. He meant every word. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to believe. Just that's 1 year. That's like you reading a tweet and getting hurt by it. You know what I mean? You just stay off. That's some Twitter brain rot, bro. That's crazy.
He was saying it to our face. We had to be like, I gotta disagree with this.
I ain't never heard it.
agree with
I
that.
My boy Goofy said he couldn't scroll. He couldn't scroll.
I couldn't scroll. I had to retweet it. Like, I don't agree with this. I do not agree.
You know what that's like? That's like when you're on the actual TCB website and the porn ads come up. You just gotta stop going there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta use Kubari, bro. Like,
what did I walk in on? What is this?
I don't know, man.
Oh, we got. I'm sorry, Mr. Viz. I
Holy
apologize.
mackerel. Happy birthday, Jay. Hope you're having a good one, my friend.
Yo, appreciate
I just
you, Roger.
did not know what I walked in, and all of a sudden people were like, anyway, there's porn on TCB. I'm like, this is bro.
Wait, Roger, have you not seen the Cole clip? Yeah,
no. What? Cole?
Whoa, I haven't seen the
porn
Cole
on
clip.
Jay's stream? What is this?
Yeah,
What?
I was off a line,
What
and
kind
I
of
still
birthday
find out the
stream
Cole
is
clip.
this?
I don't know
Yeah,
what's
Cole
happening.
pulled up TCB and he got porn added and he stayed on the page for like a whole 5 minutes and
Well, you
didn't
guys,
click
you
out.
guys know how Google Ads works, right? If you're searching a lot of something, you're gonna get fed ads. of
No,
something.
TCB's on
That's all I'm
another.
saying.
No, it's TCB's fault.
Oh, yo, what is going
You sure
on?
about
I have
that?
the-
I don't know.
The
I saw
TCB
those
editors
Snapchat
are
videos,
in
Cole.
the TCB editors are in my stream and they're still like, yo, Kubari, go to Kubari. Like, I'm just like, really? I can't go to the website. This is crazy.
Yo,
Yeah.
it could be. So, Roger, are you in Palatown? Like where?
Yeah.
I was about to make a joke like,
Wait, am I quiet right now? Wait, what's going on?
No,
we got
no. There's like 8-bit. There's 8-bit. Yeah, like 8-bit.
Hold on.
8-bit music in the background.
He's in cyberspace.
Oh,
from cyberspace right
hold
now.
on. I realized it's because I. Wait a minute. Did I have the Kirby music in the background still?
That's what it was.
Yes,
Kirby.
that's
what it was.
That was good.
That's what it was. That was Kirby
I
music.
was
I
like,
literally
oh.
just finished streaming Kirby Tilt and Tumble, and then I was like, oh, I didn't know if I was going to be done in time for the stream, but no, I managed to finish. So yeah, it should be good now. There shouldn't be Kirby music playing.
Oh my god,
I was enjoying it.
No, Peloton. I was like, wait, what do you guys mean? What was I doing? Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah. It's great ambiance though. I was like, wow, Roger's an 8-bit character now. This is a new sponsorship.
Absolutely not intentional.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. We were talking about porn with Kirby music playing in the background.
Oh.
But
What? How does those
crazy.
two even coincide? Yo.
I don't know why that would be crazy, but now I'm confused. I don't know.
well, because Kirby's got the
Now
vacuum
I'm
truck,
confused.
obviously. What do you mean?
Kirby's all about sucking. You know, maybe those ads.
Oh, got it.
All right.
Uh-uh.
Now we are on this track.
He said, No, we're not. We're not.
You got
I
to
mean,
the
I
late
remember the
night
conversation
hours.
that we all had at Anime NYC about Wario. I see hidden over there.
Warrior.
I
I wasn't part of this.
Wario.
I was not part of this
Yeah.
conversation. I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
no,
boy.
I was driving Jay
Yeah,
to
no,
a different place when that happened.
That's crazy.
Fantastic.
Well, I wanted to
legendary.
hop in to let you know, Jay. You know, obviously today's your birthday, and so you might have Switch 2 coming your way sometime soon.
Wait,
No way.
What?
He's lying. You're
Wait,
lying.
my birthday's coming up.
You're lying.
That's
You're lying.
Wow.
Wait,
You're lying.
my birthday, Nintendo.
Yo, Parsley, wait, what?
Wait, how did you get past the tariffs? That's crazy.
How did you get back?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
He knows the guy.
Yo, it's a great joke,
people know
Roger.
some people. That's it. Yeah.
It's a great joke,
Damn.
Roger. I appreciate it, dog.
We'll see. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
It's just- I don't know.
Yeah, the smile. I can hear the smile.
You can
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
it. My
Listen,
camera's
man,
not.
I'm
Otherwise, I would say I would smile through it. But
I like how Brago left when the other half of Hollywood came.
Hey, man, that's how it works, man. The other half,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Brago's Hollywood number 2, Roger Hollywood number 1, and the Hollywood number 3 Part Vision. We got it. Look at the hand.
That's right.
Look at the hand.
Wait,
What,
why?
technically, wouldn't Matt literally be Hollywood number 1? I mean, the man was working on the show. I feel like, or worked on the show. I feel like Matt Owens would be number 1. He's literally Hollywood.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Matt-
I-
No.
Yeah, but he's not
Is
here
Matt
right
here?
I guess he's not here though. Well, no, he's not here right now.
No,
Oh yeah, I was
Exactly.
about to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt's
So
always
then
here,
that-
I guess.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying.
Matt's
Also, I
Par's
see
got
Stone
like-
and Showdown asking when are we doing a Kirby Air Riders stream? Exactly, man. Once
Let's
we
get
look
it.
at that, we're-
That's a
There.
classic.
Going
I ain't
on.
gonna lie. I played Kirby Air
Absolutely.
Riders
Kirby
way
Air
back.
Riders.
in
Kirby
the
Air
day,
Riders
man.
was a great fucking game.
That was a
God,
great
that-
game, man.
Wait, man.
That shit was
can't wait.
awesome.
Those are the old days, man. I forgot about that.
Wait, Roger. 100 people versus 1 gorilla.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
The answer, okay.
Is it Donkey Kong?
Yeah, is it Donkey Kong? If the answer is Donkey Kong,
Donkey Kong
Donkey
versus
Kong
100
wins.
Pikmin, that dumbass tweet from earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's a good question, actually.
100
because
purple Pikmin?
It was just
Right.
assorted Pikmin.
Well, okay,
I said-
Donkey Kong is kind of stupid, right? And like
I said the
white
entire
Pikmin-
population of Pikmin dies in 15 minutes. But...
No way. No, absolutely not. We've seen the Pikmin take down like giant monster mechanical spiders that shoot out poison.
Yeah, but those
gas.
are like toys compared to human beings because of the perspective.
Or one gorilla though. But the white Pikmin are so small that they could literally just latch onto a banana, and Donkey Kong's stupid enough that he would eat the poison banana, and like 3 white Pikmin, and that would be that.
All right, well, not Donkey Kong. Like, you
He's maybe a regular
We're
gorilla.
obviously not gonna fight Donkey Kong though. So
Like,
Is the gorilla to scale with the Pikmin, or is it like a gigantic gorilla and the Pikmin are like this tall still?
I think it'd be like an actual gorilla, right? Because they're fighting animals in the Pikmin games. I, feel like it'd be
I just want to
Yeah.
give you the rewind of the first like hour of the stream.
So was that
Oh,
all
that's
you guys were
yes.
talking about? It's Jay's
For the first
birthday, and
hour.
you're over here debating whether or not 100 men. Can
He
beat
brought it
gorilla?
up.
He
Wait, who brought
instigated
it
it.
up?
He
First of all,
instigated
Brago brought it up. All right. Second of all, nah. So the real motivation behind this stream, and I was mentioning this to Par as well, and I think I talked to you about it as well, Roger. And I just feel like us as a community, we don't stream together enough, right? We only get together for like a reverie, and then like maybe an agenda reverie, and then we all just like disappear into like our own worlds, and we kind of like forget what each other's doing. So like I wanted to have everyone back together because this is how it used to be back in the day, and I know not everything is gonna be the same. But like, do you see the energy that we have here where it's like everyone's talking, everyone's just yapping? But this is how it used to be where we're like, we're all friends, we're all peers, we all know the content grind.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Like,
I
they,
just
like,
I
2
don't care what we
years
talk
in a
about.
row, we were watching the
Oh, yeah,
playoffs
yeah.
every fucking
Every yeah, until the Lakers decided, yeah, but let's not talk about that. But
I saw that game. I saw that game last time. It was rough.
Yeah, the Lakers, the One Piece
That's
collab
brutal.
night, that game was actually really good. That game was
Yeah.
awesome with the Lakers versus the Clippers, and like it was close. It was down to the wire. They had all the cool like One Piece themed stuff. Iñaki came out and did the manga giveaway. There was like a little animation. It was fun, man. It was a great game.
That's also what cursed the Lakers. That's why they're losing.
That's a fact. You're saying Luffy's got the curse of losing constantly?
Absolutely.
Dortmund lost too, so
They
to
brought
be honest,
Nippon.
I'm worried.
There it is.
I'm worried for LeBron, man. He wants that ring really bad. If he gets off the Luka trade and then they lose round 1, that's brutal. That's brutal.
I feel like they were still missing a piece though. Like
Who's playing tonight? Who's playing tonight?
It's Cavs just got whooped by the Heat, and then after that's gonna be Rockets and Warriors.
Cavs got whooped by the Heat. Cavs are winning by like 80. Cavs are winning like 80, dog.
No, on a serious note, the Cavs just swept the Heat, but yeah, after that's Rockets.
I was like, yo, there's no way they lost that. I was like, are you kidding me?
The Cavs won by 55 points.
Them boys went ham.
All right. Yeah.
Golden State's
that
leading
makes
the
a lot more
Rockets,
sense.
right?
Yes, they're
I
playing the
believe by,
Rockets.
like, one game, right? Or is it 2?
Yes, it's 2-1. It's 2-1. So this is a big
2-1,
game in
2-1.
Houston. No, it's a big game. Oh wow,
In
this is a
Golden
huge
State.
game
It's
in Golden State. Yeah.
This is the Knicks year, guys. Just
Recon,
at the screen cap. This is the Knicks
The
year.
Knicks looking good, man.
Wait, what's up, Jacko?
This is the Knicks
They
year.
need a team. They need like 4 players, bro.
Bro, they need they just need to scrap the whole roster, bro.
And now they have to
Just start fresh.
When I
So
tell
then,
Jay they need to trade Rui, he says no.
Listen, I like Rui, man. Rui's cool, bro. But at the same time, if there's a way we can keep him while improving, then I'd do it. That's all
No,
I'm
straight
saying.
up. No, I think he has definitely been improving. He's been playing great.
Yeah. So no worries with that. But there was a question I wanted to ask, because Hayden, you were mentioning something, right? About how you're feeling about current One Piece, right?
Yeah.
And like, what are your do you want to start off like talking about how you feel about that? Because I'm wondering if other people have the same feeling, like the same vibe as well.
Well, maybe my opinion on it might be skewed compared to like someone just like watching the stream right now, but maybe like the other creators could relate. I definitely got burnt out by the whole cycle of like reading weekly and then making content on it. So since I stopped making videos like 6 months ago to like do other stuff, I've kind of been able to go back to just reading at my leisure and then just enjoying the story. And I thought it would like make me enjoy it a lot more, but I don't know, maybe something about Elbaf, like it just hasn't been hitting the same way that maybe past arcs have. I feel like we say this like every new arc at some point, but I don't know. Elbaf,
I mean, it is pretty clear though. I agree with you. I feel I can even see it with like within my community, because like I really liked the end of Egghead, right? But I think when you're looking at Elbaf currently, like I think Elbaf had a really strong start, in my opinion, at least. I felt like the first 10, 15 chapters were like really solid, kept up the momentum. We were in and out of the Lego thing in like 3 chapters, right? We got the introduction of Loki. We had all the stuff with the God Knights and Shamrock. And I feel like pretty much ever since the kids and like walking into the fire, it's just kind of slowed to a point where like I understand that they need to showcase like the Celestial Dragons and the God Valley, the God Knight characters are like cool. But I think it's where we are currently. It's just this part happens every arc, right? Where like it's the thing that's not going to be a problem when you're reading it in the binge, but when you're reading it weekly and you've got breaks every once in a while, it's like, man, we're still with these kids. Like Jinbei, put out the fire. What are we doing? Yeah,
it's just like, I don't know, like, after all these years, I'm like thinking Elbaf. It's like that name for that arc that comes up over and over, and you're like, this is gonna be like the crazy, like best, typical arc in the story because we're building up to it. And I don't know, we got here and there's so many things I experienced in this arc where I'm like, this is good. and I know I'm supposed to like go crazy for this, but I'm not for some reason. Like Scopper. Okay, Scopper's a great example of that. When we first got the page where it's like, okay, who's this guy? And people were thinking, oh, maybe it's Scopper Gabon, maybe it's, I don't remember who else people were. People thought it was going to be Shiki. Yeah, Shiki was another one of them. So I was like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. We get the Scopper Gabon reveal, and it's like, yo, it's finally on page. We got Scopper Gabon as an old man here right now in this arc. This is going to have to be like meeting Rayleigh again for the first time. And it didn't feel like that. And maybe it wasn't supposed to be like that. But at the same time, I just, like, so far, Scopper hasn't really, like, blown me away. He's been around for, like, 10 chapters now. And we haven't had that, like, Rayleigh, like, wow moment with him. Maybe my expectations were too high, but, like, it just, I like Scopper. So far, it's been entertaining, but it just hasn't, like, made me lose my shit the same way some of the earlier reveals used to do for me. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if other people feel that way. I do enjoy reading One Piece casually now. Like, it hasn't given me like ideas for videos, but I enjoy reading casually for what it is. And I'm just waiting for this arc to kind of get into the more serious phase, because like the God Knights, that's another thing. Sorry to drag this on, but the God Knights, they also had a degree of hype around them, and I wanted the God Knights to be more serious as characters. But like Kiringham kind of seems like a little bit of a joke character. Like, yeah, the power's interesting, but like he like, look at him. Like, the dude's, you know, he's not supposed to be like this menacing figure. Gunko's in like her underpants the whole time. Summers got teleported in his boxers. He was like stroking in the chair. He got teleported into Elbaf, and here he is. And I don't know. Am I supposed to fear these guys? They just kind of seem like more bad guys. Like, they're not like the next level of bad guy. They don't feel like the celestial dragons, like Ace in the Hole. These are like their top fighters. They just kind of feel like villain of the week, mustache twirling celestial dragons. Like the only one that was like Shamrock was hype. You know, like Shamrock was like, okay,
Yeah,
this guy's like, I'm worried about this guy. Like, I want to see more from him. And then he dips. He's out. He's like,
See,
all right,
I think it's weird because of like the power creep and because of just where we are in the story and like being in the final saga, that they do kind of seem like villain of the week level characters. But then realistically, you get scenes like Gunko one-shotting and taking out Jinbei, Brook, Usopp, and Nami all at the exact same time, getting her, you know, top half blown off and then immediately like regenerating. And I think it just feels weird because they're almost like lesser Gorosei in the sense of like power standing, right? And it's like we just saw the Gorosei in Egghead like do what they can do, and you know, them barely get out of that, you know, alive. That now we're here with the characters that are meant to be like the one tier below that are still threats to the main characters. And so I think approximately like where they're supposed to be. I think like power level wise, I have no real issue with that. Again, I think it's like the things that are being used to give us the stakes as opposed to just like focusing on the celestial the celestial dragon, like the God Knight characters like fighting with the main cast. Like, I think if it was just that and like everyone getting washed and we didn't have like the nightmare cryptid jokes in between and like the stuff with the kids and the fire, I think it wouldn't feel the same way.
Yeah, isn't Jinbei also
but again,
like researching shit and like not even
right
fighting with that group? It's like Brook, Nami, and Usopp that are throwing hands.
Or like the problem too is like, you know, we have
the top four Straw Hats are doing nothing.
Right.
Like
and they're all like with Loki down on the bottom, like helping him out, right, and giving him food. But then the other thing is like, I think the problem, and this comes back to like just a lot of the post-time skip arcs have the same issue, where like you get things introduced that are hype that you want to know more about. But there's only so many things that you can tease out, especially now that we know we're at the very ending, and not give information on, for then you to not be like, well, I'm checked out for the next like 5 or 6 chapters. Because right now we're sitting on the introduction of the stuff with the chapter that ended with Loki and Haru did, right? And their backstory went nowhere. We had the chapter that ended with, oh, you know, King Harold, what did you do? Right? That there was something that King Harold did with the world government with like selling the slaves. We didn't get that. You get the stuff with Jarl and, you know, Loki killing all the giants except for Jarl. during that day, we still didn't get the explanation for that. You had the setup with Scott Gaban fighting with Luffy, giving up, essentially being like, here, you could just take the key. Him obviously having some kind of crazy power, them not going anywhere with that. And instead, like the ending of each chapter, there's only so many times you could tease out something cool and not answer it. And instead have the whole chapter just be focused on one single fight with Gonko versus the Straw Hats, or, you know, one single moment of like, oh, Jinbei's going to put out the fire with the kids. And obviously that's not going to make the chapter interesting, even if the ending is good, because the thing you're actually looking forward to, and of course the biggest one of these being the mural, right? Like we get that mural, we're like, oh my God, we're here. This is what we're waiting for. And then nothing. And it's like, bro, we're in the final saga. We're in like one of the final arcs of the series at this point. You don't do these teases now in these final arcs of the series. We are here. It'd be one thing if you were like in Dressrosa, there was an Elbaf saga. We are in final saga, bro.
Final saga.
It is this final war in Laugh Tale, and we're done.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize like that's actually where we are now. We are done. We are closing in on the end. And I think a little bit of it, at least from my own community and seeing it on Twitter and things, is I think the worry is now setting in of that classic end of series thing that happens with so many shonen where they just don't stick the landing. And I think there's a lot of people who are now pretty openly being like, okay, this might actually happen now. Like we might not get that perfect ending. You know, I've been reading this for 20 years. I'm expecting this to be perfect. And now like, ooh, so we'll see.
We did talk about that before you came in, so it's kind of you're kind of locked in, tuned. You were watching the stream. That's what it was. It was right, Roger.
Wait, what happened?
Because we were talking about like shonen, sticking the ending, like JJK, My Hero, other series.
I wasn't. Like I said, I was streaming Kirby.
And we were talking. Sure, Roger, you have multiple monitors.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
The final saga thing is serious because like we just came off of Egghead. The pacing of Egghead ramped up like crazy. The stakes ramped up like crazy. We just saw the Gorosei in like all their full power basically. So to like come off of that, it's hard for me to go from the level that the story achieved in Egghead and the expectations that were set by that, and then jump into an arc where like a page and a half are dedicated to naming all the little giant kids. And
oh shit! I'm sorry. Wait, did I spoil you, Jay? I'm sorry.
I already told people before, and I don't care. I don't care about being spoiled. We are 7%. It's okay.
Realistically, you know the mural. I mean, nothing's happened. Literally.
Yeah, I know about the mural.
You're good.
Yeah. Realistically, there's not much. Jay didn't read the last chapter, and given what was revealed, it's like even if you said it, Jay wouldn't really be spoiled. He'd be able to be. I think that's
Gonko because it's like all I would know is what the God Knights they have the regen gimmick of the girls say like.
Well,
right. Well,
I mean, using the word gimmick for that is also pretty apt when it comes to threat level, because you then have to.
It's literally a gimmick.
What happens to these dudes if they take the immortality away from them? Like, what's their threat level at that?
Yeah, what would they be at? Yeah.
They gag characters. That's what they are.
They kind of feel like gag characters sometimes, and I don't want them to feel that way.
I think
but
I can empathize with Hidden there, because then it makes it feel like that the tension in Elbaf is just fake.
Most definitely.
Like these characters are just not actually as strong as Oda's trying to present them.
I mean, that's what I was saying all at the end of Whole Cake. People were sending me death threats, but it is what it is. And I said every chapter, no, literally. I was like, okay, Big Mom's gonna catch the Shrines. I know, it was crazy. And now I see some of those same people who were like so angry at me about the end of Whole Cake now being like, actually Roger was right. And it's like, oh yeah, no shit, Sherlock. It's like I've been reading this since I was 10 years old, idiot. Like, what do you mean?
Man, throughout the idiot. That's crazy.
Yo, we gotta let
moron, stupid, dumb, imbecile, cretin.
Roger, you should just tweet that the ending part. Just tweet that. No context.
No context. Zero.
Yeah, this is for you, idiot, moron.
So like, so Hidden, when you took your break, you said you've come back and you still don't have the passion to make make content, One Piece content just yet. And I think that might just be because things are not really happening in Elbaf. Maybe if something starts happening, you'll be like, oh man, I want to create something. Because Roger did the same thing, right? And I took Roger's advice when he took the break for Whole Cake. And then Roger, for you, it was like, okay, I'm back to making content on One Piece again. But you're like, I'm still going to read the chapters week to week. But if there's anything crazy, I'll make a video on it, right? Like, how is that for you?
That's literally exactly where I am. I do even like my anime content is now like in the streams on Sundays. I don't even do any other external stuff. I literally go live on Sunday. Sunday's One Piece Day. I read the chapter. I do the reaction to the anime episode. I'm like, that's cool. If I want to clip out a reaction, I'll clip one out and upload it as a video or something. Or like I want to clip out a specific theory or something I want to talk about. But there's no there's no drive to make One Piece videos anymore. And there hasn't been since that break in Act 2 of Wano. I've been kind of off the train and I've been feeling good about it. So I feel like, you just chase what you're passionate about. And I think
it's less stressful.
You're good. No, it's way less stressful.
It's less stressful.
Yeah, way less stressful. I also just feel like the community of, I know people always are like angry at gamer people, but I do feel like I'll take angry gamers over angry anime fans every day of the week.
Me too.
Like every single day of the, because gamers, the people who are like angry gamers, they just like say stupid stuff. They just say like,
angry anime fans
slurs or screaming or whatever, and it's like, oh, you're just an idiot then,
Angry
Meanwhile,
anime fans are like sycophants. Like that's the problem with them.
right.
Like they'll act like
right.
it's so goated, and then they like in their head like, oh no, I gotta only do this because I have to cape.
Or
the
that you're
series that I built
desecrating.
my identity and online profile around.
Or you're desecrating their like Bible, like you're just like
and
shitting
it's
on
like, bro, there's
book.
other series. Like, go read other things, man.
Like
Go
unironically,
watch
the
other
One Piece
shows.
saved my life. People, it's like double-edged sword.
That's honestly why I haven't made like content lately, because I have other stuff I'd want to make videos on, but like my channel's only One Piece, and I know how anime fans are, where it's like if I were to make a video talking about like the plot of Final Fantasy X, like they're not gonna watch that. They're not gonna watch that. And they're gonna complain.
So Big Fiction? I'm here.
It's my.
I'm here.
It's like I played it. I played it. I played it the first time a month ago. It's in my top 3 games all time now.
My God!
The best thing I've ever played in my life.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Obi just puked. Give me 1 sec. I gotta clean this up.
Oh man. Okay. I'm sorry, Roger.
No, he's fine. He just gets into stuff and then he just pukes. So all right. Let me go fix this. I'll be right back.
Hidden to that point, you can definitely make content on other series. You're just gonna have to bite the bullet for a little bit. Like that's what I'm doing. You just can't because as a content creator you get pride and like, I used to do this much numbers on the video, but when you want to do something different and you see that low performing that 10 out of 10, it hurts your spirit. You don't want to do it no more.
Hurts.
I'm in that stage. You just gotta fight through it. I'm just fighting through it because at some point, like I've seen it proven. There's and like
4 years too late.
Yeah, all right, whatever, Glam. Anyway, we were talking about how the anime space is changing in general, right? Where One Piece niche YouTubing is like very vintage. This is like, I want you to think about like Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Shaq in TNT Studios, right? They're still relevant because they're vintage. That's what we are at this point. But the new anime space is all about talking about. It's more about you and your style and talking about the newer animes that are out there, right? Or being a reaction or doing reaction content, right? So like, I would say definitely if you still have a passion for content and you feel like you bring something to the table as a creator, just bring that passion and that same whatever to a different series, and people are just gonna rock with, oh, I want to see what Hidden thinks on this, and this is the same speech that's been given to me. So I would say go ahead and do it, dog.
I would consider, honestly, because I saw you doing that, like pivoting recently, and it definitely inspired me, because I was like, all right, I'm not the only one that feels this way about like, like making nothing but One Piece, especially now. Like, it doesn't feel like there's as much to talk about as there used to be. Most of the mysteries are solved, like maybe it's time to try something else. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, also like the comment, it's also funny because like the comments, even the haters, they're not indicative of like the performance either, right? Like me and Sai will do like a 4-hour call on every chapter, but half of the call, like last week, for example, we were talking about Naruto, and it was funny because the week before we talked about Naruto, and one of the top comments was like, I hate when Par talks about Naruto. It's the worst. And then me and Sai read it out loud on the next one, and we just started busting out laughing for like next like minute straight. Just like, and then we just started memeing on more Naruto stuff, like how silly this was. And this is like the title is One Piece 1147, all that stuff. Like it doesn't matter, and those videos still do, it's fine. It's not like you just gotta stick with your guns and shoot them out and pick what you like. Like honestly, like I think that's where a lot of people fall victim to. They pick what's popular, not what they like.
That is absolutely true. Exactly. So long as you are doing things that you're passionate about and you're making content on things that you're actually enjoying, like that will translate into views. It might not be necessarily right away. And obviously like the YouTube algorithm can be fickle, but you know, again, if you stick with it and you just keep making stuff, like people will watch it eventually and the growth will happen.
Yeah.
Hidden, I will be there to watch the Final Fantasy X video, bro.
I would love to talk.
You got
to
one
you
view
about
already.
Final Fantasy X on video.
I'm right there, bro.
The other thing I would say too is that in a way, the One Piece community kind of, as creators, maybe not like Rogers Base and like the older creators, but like newer creators, our growth and explosion was not normal for social media content creation in general, and that was on the behest of the One Piece community being so unique. And in most other spaces, it takes like 2 to 3 years to cook up a channel that's like 20K size. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I grew to 100K in less than 2 years. That's not normal and shouldn't be expected. So if you were to pivot, like the way our One Piece channel grew, that would never be the case with basically anything else besides unless you like grifted on politics or some shit like that. Like that's the only other way.
You'd have to do some like clickbaity like topic to get a lot of views quickly, but like. Yeah, if I want to talk about video games or like whatever else, like you're competing with a lot of other people that are also making that type of content. That's just like how it works.
You're competing with Rogers Base at that point. Ooh, that's scary.
I have literally been out of the competition game with One Piece since mid Whole Cake when I switched to the official. That's literally when I stopped.
Gone.
Literally, that's been. I mean, as soon as I did that, and I was no longer like chasing, staying up till midnight and like reading the scans and doing. You know, it was literally always me, Joy Boy, and Tekking. One of the three of us were the first one to upload every night. And it was like, who's going to be the first one to upload? And then Brago would do it in the morning and he'd have this nice edited thing. And it was like, or Cole would have the same thing in the next morning. When I stopped doing that, I was like, I felt so much better immediately. And then once I switched him to streams instead of doing videos, that was like a whole nother ball game. Because now by the time people are watching my streams, you know, I still manage to remain unspoiled because like I'm not really on social media the same way I was, 5-6 years ago. So it's pretty easy to like remain unspoiled and like not see stuff until Sunday. But even by then it's great because then I get the fallout from all of you who've been talking about it for 4 days by that point, like all the good theories and all the good stuff. So then when people are talking to me on Sunday, they're like, did you know that this thing happened on this page and this thing and this theory means this? And I'm like, great, see you next week. And that's it. Because all of you have trained them for all the good stuff. It's like the filter of all the dumb theories is already like, it's siphoned all that out, and it's just the good stuff that gets shown to me on Sunday. So yeah, man, I like it.
Hey, man, that's true.
I think there's a toxic idea of success on YouTube as well, where it's like if you're not always growing, if you're not always increasing in numbers and subs and views and everything, then you're failing.
Exactly.
And I just don't think every channel practically functions that way, nor should it. Like, if your goal is to be at the top of your genre, then killer, chase that. But for most of us, we're just trying to enjoy what we do. And if we're doing that, then we don't really need to get caught up on if we're always growing or what the numbers look like.
Wow, Murphy.
I just want to make number grow up and get that ad revenue.
Murph's just talking about like that's like the way capitalism affects entertainment. That's the whole
How
thing.
come Murphy's so nice to you?
Number
and
must
then me?
go up, or you do not do good.
Someone mute Par. Someone mute Par.
Murphy's been nothing but kind to me forever. I love Murphy.
Jay knows. Murphy's an angel to everybody else except for me and Tekken, bro. Me and Tekken got the smoke.
Literally.
I've seen the Tekken.
I've seen it.
I've seen that last one.
Those are so funny.
It's not real. It's AI generated.
To this day, this was like I think one of the first collab things I ever did with Tekking was like he wrote a quiz for me to do of like One Piece trivia, and it came from me being on one of his streams, and he was going through. This is like shout out to Tekking, by the way, and this is just still one of the funniest things. He was going through his computer on this live stream, and there was a folder of One Piece cosplay that popped up. and he was talking about like all the hot cosplay girls, and you scrolled down, and one of them was of my girlfriend in a Robin outfit on his computer, and they were like, bro, that's Roger's girlfriend, that's Reagan, like what's up? So, and he was like, oh my god, and I thought it was like the funniest thing in the world that he had like this image of Reagan as Robin on his computer. So then Reagan reached out to him as like a surprise thing for me to get him to write this like pop quiz, and then we did this whole video of like me answering the trivia questions. It was so funny, dude. I love Tech.
That is hilarious.
That
That's a crazy story. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I was like, what?
It's crazy.
Nah, man.
Hey, but I gotta go. Jay, I
Jay-
want to tell you one more time, happy motherfucking birthday, bro. Welcome to the big age of 32. Pretty soon we're all gonna be on the front
32?
porch.
Yeah, on the front porch, yeah.
Yeah, in our rocking chairs, we're gonna be like, look at them stupid ass kids. It's gonna be all of us, bro. I'm already right there.
I was gonna say, I'm there now.
I'm already there.
Yeah, I'm right there.
already
Every
just-
time
yeah.
I see a school bus, I just get angry. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all going to school for? I just get angry irrationally for no reason.
Old man yells at cloud.
Yeah. But I love you, bro. Thank you for inviting me. I
Love you
love
too,
everybody
brother.
here. Wonderful
Shout out, Goofy.
community. I can't
Take
wait
it easy,
to
Goofy.
do another video with you guys. Love you.
Peace,
Take
bro.
care, brother. Peace.
Take care, buddy.
I'm going as well, Jay. Happy birthday. Thanks so much for letting me come along for the stream. I'll see you guys. Good to talk to all of you.
See you, Murphy.
Thanks,
Take
man.
care, Murphy.
Talk to you soon. Bye, Murphy.
Don't hurt me.
He said, "Don't hurt
hurt
me."
me.
Nah. Oh my goodness, but nah, man. Definitely. Look at this guy, bro. What are you doing, man? what is he?
I'm serious.
I'm serious.
That
though.
entrance, bro.
Yo, what is this?
Honestly,
This headset.
The best advice, going back to it still, is just do what you love, man. That's it. Do what
Definitely
you love.
just do it. Do it, bro. Yo,
That's what Matt's doing right now.
This is. So, and the thing is, like,
Why
you're
is he
gonna have to
licking
get-
his lips, bro?
I don't know. I don't know what's up with him, dog. He's just acting up. We might have to kick him out, bro. Karen, you might have to kick him out. Nah, but
That's not
hit
up to
him.
me. I can't do that.
Bro, relax. I could get him out of here if you want.
You could. That is
We'll think
none of
about
my
it.
business.
I'll let
Well,
you
know
use
what,
your
the next
discretion,
time-
Lamb.
You know, if Matt doesn't slide to Houston, the next time I see him in VC, he's out of here. That's the ultimate.
There you go.
Yo, that's
Pull up the
crazy.
DreamCon. Pull up the DreamCon. So the fear that you're making of the Final Fantasy X video, right? Because I'm guessing that'd be a long video. You'd like all
Probably,
the
I would
preparation,
love to.
right? The
Yeah.
script writing, all of that. I made a video. I've always wanted to make a Hunter x Hunter video, right? And I made this long. Stop.
Karen.
I made this long
Sorry.
Hunter x Hunter video. It took a while.
I'll start going
They-
when he
Karen-
posts up the Wano vid. Okay?
Karen and Glam know why, because it took me a long time to actually like get the balls to actually just record everything. But I did, right?
Years.
And there's a lot of money and there's a lot of time that went into that video, and I knew it wasn't going to do well. But sometimes just realizing that it was worth making because I loved making that video. Like I loved the script. I loved watching me talk about something else. And one of the things that will motivate you afterwards, you doing it, even though you look at the views and be like, damn, man, like I put way more effort into that video than what I got out of it, is some of the comments that said, oh my God, it's great to see you being passionate again. That was alone enough was for me to realize, like, all right, so like I really knew, like I was like, you know that meme of that old man in front of the computer desk and he's hunched over and looks miserable? That was me for like a lot of One Piece, dog. If I'm gonna be like, over the last month or two, I was miserable, like genuinely miserable. And making that video, it was like I could recognize myself again. Like I really could. And the fact that, and for you, it's an easy transition because you're already done those type of videos, like, you know, video essay format type of videos, theory type of videos, right? For me, most people know me as a reactor, right? So like me making a video like that is even a bigger step where it's like, bro, we're going from a reactor to like analysis, review, commentary, whatever, video essay, all that format.
Scripted content, yeah.
I'm actually like writing outlines and script and trying to follow a structure. I still do it off the head, but like, you still gotta, you know, do what you gotta do. So yeah, man, I just do it, dog. Just do it. Because you will be miserable.
if I end up putting that video together, this will be the reason why, this conversation, because I've been just putting it off. I've just been like, I've wanted to do it, but I'm like, I got this other thing I'm working on now. Like I mentioned this pre-stream, but like Roger, for example, like you would appreciate this. I'm working on a game right now. I'm trying to like get into game dev. I've been writing out a whole story for it.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
so like, yeah, you would appreciate it too, Recon, because it's gonna be an RPG. So.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's one that I would actually play. Yeah, it's a genre.
Yeah,
I'll
you
play.
probably, you probably would enjoy it if you're into, turn-based RPGs. I'm using RPG Maker. It's like a good way to start for like a new dev. But yeah, like, I've been focused on that lately. All my energy's been going into that. But then I look at YouTube sometimes and I'll see a comment like once every week or two where someone goes, "Hidden, man, we need you, man. Where are you? We miss you. The community wants to see you make a video." And I'm like, man, like if I made a video right now, I wouldn't know what to talk about, and you would call it trash, like in like 5 minutes. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm working on stuff, but like, I don't know, maybe that'll be maybe I just got to not make a One Piece video. I don't know. I appreciate the pep talk though. That means a lot. Maybe that'll that's the kick in the ass I need. So
it wouldn't be a J stream if someone didn't cry. So it's a.
There it is. I'm about to. Honestly.
Yeah. Someone has to take the. It was either the person who took the legs of the gorilla or someone who gets a pep talk. So if someone's crying, I don't know who.
Yo, we're back to it again, yo.
Roger, for the record, Brago sacrificed Cole to fight the gorilla. Just I don't know why. It was
He said he was
guy.
the number one dude from the community to put in front of that gorilla. And
Yeah,
What in the world? What?
Brago prompted it and he answered it, and yeah, so like,
and then he
so that
left
was
without
that.
saying anything.
Yeah.
Cole though, of all people, we have like
Yeah.
bodybuilders and stuff in the community. Why was not Cole one of them?
But he said One Piece YouTubers though. He said YouTubers.
Yeah, he said.
Oh, Oh, yeah. Well, Cole is like a tank. Then that's true. He'd be able to stop him. He'd survive. an attack.
Roger is now throwing Cole under the
I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm saying he'd survive. I would.
There's no bus in the
He'd survive.
No bus.
He'd survive. I wouldn't survive. I'd definitely be dead. No doubt about it. I know my power.
And you also need to know that Hidden was humanity's greatest defender in terms of our ability fighting a gorilla. Not that it was just I just believe that the gorilla could be a little creative, use other humans as weapons. We can't really do that,
Use other humans as weapons.
It could literally fucking smash your head in with a headbutt. Like that's
Yeah, but what's gonna happen when I launch my trebuchet from 50 yards away?
You are not building
dead
a
on with a
trebuchet in the
boulder.
time it takes him to kill 100 people.
I'll study the schematics. I'll come prepared.
Roger was peacefully playing Kirby while we were arguing about zebras. Can we fight 20 zebras? And shit like
That has been
Literally what I
a
was
4-year-old argument that Jay has never been able to let go of because he got clowned when he asked if he could beat a zebra 1v1.
I said survive. I said it wouldn't be a low div. I said it wouldn't be a low
We
div.
did the tier list, and I was like,
Okay.
"You're getting cooked. It's cooked."
Okay, but I said I wouldn't get low diffed by a zebra. I said it'd be a mid.
You would.
That's all I said. Nah, it's
that
not a
was
low div.
my favorite part of that was when I forgot who said it. They were like, "Are we bloodlusted?" And I was like,
The same thing happened when we did like an underwater creature tier list, and he was like, "I need to have like an air tank and a knife to fight all."
"Oh,
of
I
them."
was there for that one. I saw that."
Bro.
Bloodlusted with creatine. With
Wait,
exactly.
Wait, so like zebras when they fight, do they use their head or do they drop?
They
kick?
use their.
Like,
They can bite.
mouths. They use
Zebras,
their
though.
mouths. They will bite the shit out of you.
I've seen a zebra suplex a guy. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not fighting any zebras. I'd much
Like
rather
white
kill a
lizard?
guy before killing an animal. 110% like that. If you're fighting. No, I'm saying if you're fighting an endangered species, if you're like, oh, here's this sweet little baby zebra, and then this like
No
mass
one said it's a
murderer.
baby zebra.
It's
It's
a
a bloodlusted
little
zebra.
baby
It's a baby zebra.
It's a bloodlusted
All
zebra.
All
That's what it
zebras
is.
are
Mama's
babies
zebra.
in Roger's eyes.
Fill it all. If it was a bloodless, If there was a bloodlusted murdering human being and a bloodlusted zebra, I'm killing the human before I kill the zebra for sure, bro.
Roger's sitting there like, yo, polar bears are almost extinct. I'm not killing it because they're
No way,
almost
I'm not
extinct.
killing a polar bear. Are you kidding me?
That's
Absolutely
so funny.
not.
See, Hidden, this is what you have to take account for. The random average 100 people includes a Rogers base that looks at the zebra and said, sorry, it's on the extinction list.
creature.
I can't
Are
believe
you
it.
seriously telling me that one zebra versus 100 One Piece YouTubers and the zebra wins that?
Because there's a
100%.
Rogers base is here and it's like, I'm letting you guys die to the almost extinct zebra. Like
I wouldn't even be in that situation. I'm over there with the Nintendo YouTubers. I don't know these One Piece YouTubers. Go crazy. I don't know any of these guys.
The Nintendo YouTube got like some like super like Giga Chad like
Hell
Jack.
nah.
No,
That's right.
He's right here. You can say.
if we had the league YouTubers, we get to like Tyler 1 and shit.
To be fair, John Cena.
You get Tyler 1.
John Cena just did a Switch commercial, and he's doing a Switch 2 commercial. So
Okay, he doesn't count as a Nintendo streamer.
Yes,
What?
he does. John Cena, bro. We got John Cena.
You can't claim John Cena because he did a.
Costco guys literally just did a song thing for Donkey Kong Country Returns. They did a "We Bring the Boom" song, dude. I'd take the dad.
No
from the Costco
way.
guys.
Rogers, the next thing you know, Rogers will be like, "Yo, we're taking Luca because he got mad he couldn't get a Switch in a podcast." Luka
Do we get the Lakers because they did
Luka's
One
outside.
Piece? They did a. Do we get the Lakers because they did a One Piece collab? Like that's the logic you're using.
LeBron literally
get
played
LeBron
a Game
against the
Boy.
zebra.
LeBron played a Game Boy in Space Jam 2, bro. It's over. Like LeBron's on my
LeBron, he got a Switch.
LeBron played a Game Boy in Space Jam
LeBron does
too.
have a Switch.
The Game Boy.
Picks up Game Boy one time life Nintendo YouTuber. Crazy.
That's
Like,
how it works, man. He's on our
I
side.
mean, I don't know. John Cena's done with the WWE this year. He could just become a Nintendo streamer. We don't know.
I'd be down for that.
is the foreshadowing is there according to Rogers base? Like that's it.
I'll ask this. Who would survive? Who would survive?
Can't even finish it. It's not like Karen.
Ran out of gas. Ran out of
Who would
gas.
survive? Who would survive the longest against a bunch of angry, bloodlusted, endangered species? Would it be the Sony fans, the Nintendo fans, the Microsoft fans, or the PC gamers? Which would be the in which
Survive
order?
the longest?
Who's surviving the longest and who's
The
dying first?
Microsoft fans.
Microsoft fans are surviving the longest?
Microsoft fans are
because
basically
they're-
just
because
PC
they're-
gamers at this
Because
point.
they're
All
all
the-
conservative boomers and they probably know it. At least how to like handle
Okay.
life to a certain degree.
I see you're Microsoft fan and I raise you Sony fan.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say
thing is-
Sony fan.
This is the thing with Sony fans. They all come equipped with a weapon because their PlayStation is not going to be. They have no games to play on it,
Yeah,
so they
it's
just have a blunt
bludgeoning
object
tool.
that they're able to use. Yeah, Sony fans, you gotta give them credit.
We got our bricked PS5s. We could just swing at their faces. There you go.
Yeah,
That worked.
I'm not going to use it anyway. So.
Nintendo fans definitely lose, right? In the tier list.
No,
Nintendo fans are not making it out.
PC players are getting out of there. PC players
Yeah,
are
the
done.
PC
They're
players are going
That's
first.
facts.
Then the
Unless
Nintendo,
all those-
then the Nintendo fans shortly after.
Wait, but I
all
play
the
PC.
Nintendo fans just
Wait,
only
but
played like
I'm on
Wii
PC.
Fit,
Watch out, Bart.
Ring
Watch out,
Fit, like
Bart.
any of those. That's the only game they played.
The
they're cooked.
PC.
Oh,
players
that's
are-
true,
The
that's
PC
true.
players are the ones that are going to try and go for the legs, like Chestnut suggested earlier.
No, I'm a PC player. I wouldn't go for the legs. Wait, guys, remember the animals like me.
Nintendo fans, they got Hungry Box.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
Hungry Box. Have you seen Hungry Box pop off?
We got
Yeah,
Mango.
Rocky
We got Hungry Box. Man.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mango,
That's
yeah.
Wait,
all right.
PC's
Mango.
Tyler 1. We got Tyler 1. He can speak to the gorilla, right? Oh wait, it's endangered species. Sorry, my bad. Zebras. We're fighting zebras.
Well,
Do you
gorillas
think
are
low
still-
tier God is
Yeah,
gonna come
yeah,
out in the
gorillas are
fight?
war.
What's he gonna do?
Right,
Oh,
right.
Low tier
Probably
God
racially
definitely
abusive
stacks
to
the
death.
odds.
Low tier God is getting packed the fuck up. If his track record shows anything,
I think low tier God might actually make the gorilla cry. I think he'd like call him a name.
you
and
just
he'd
call him
make-
a bitch.
He would
Fucking
just say
monkey.
some horrible. He'd say some like horrible Twitter thing, and he'd make this gorilla rethink his life.
He would just block the gorilla.
That's what he would do.
We just blocked the gorilla.
Block the gorilla.
I got
inside
blocked by
his-
low tier God.
The gorilla would be like, "This is
Oh
some
my
bullshit."
God.
man."
This is Doran in the chat. This is making me like zebras more. Wait, for what reason? Like, because we're trying to beat their ass. Like, what's happening?
It's gonna pack your lap. It's gonna pack your lap.
Also, someone brings up a good point. John in the chat said the animals won't even come near the Xbox players because of the smell. I'll raise you Smash tournament.
I'm about to say you've never been to a Smash tournament.
We're going to my Smash tournament, dude. That's winning that game.
It doesn't even need to be a professional Smash tournament. I've been to some, not casual, but amateur ones.
The locals are going to be worse. The locals, they don't even know what deodorant is. That's
true. Wait, I was at one of the tournaments. Wait, I went to a tournament, Roger. I know what deodorant is.
I too. I didn't say all of them.
You said in the Smash Alt tournament, and then the girls get groomed.
The stank off. The Smash players.
This is
the stank off.
This is definitely gonna
the
show
Smash
my
players
age
versus the
real
Yu-Gi-Oh
quick.
players, Jay.
But I remember back when I was a kid, I was at Apex 2014. I was at this tournament, and I truly got like a horrible whiff, a horrible odor for the first time in my life, and it was bad. It was bad. I would let you know. And I will say,
wait.
That is one of the most.
We were at the same Apex.
Oh, there you go. See, that was like when the anime characters passed by each other, Roger. That was us.
No, I know, because that Apex is the one where like the hotel lost the power, right? Because the snowstorm and we all had to go to the other hotel.
I think so. I'm fairly certain. I remember power going out. So I remember when I was there, I was at there was Super Smash Bros. Crusade, which was a fan game that was out at the time. I remember that. And I was 14 years old. And that's to age me, just to show that Jay is now 32 years old. So there we go.
Happy birthday.
Hey, listen. Thank you. I'm fully embracing my unk status. Like I am now unk. It's fine. I'm okay with it.
Honestly, welcome to the family, Jay. Being 35 is great. I love it. It's great.
Wait, I thought 35 is unk. 32 is still big bro.
35 is technically.
I think once you hit 30, you're there.
Yeah, but a lot of people, you know how people, they misuse those
Jay
things.
kind of just accepted it after somebody told him they were looking for him at the unction.
Out of nowhere. No hide, no nothing. Just
Uncle Jay.
Exactly. I'm already Uncle Jay. I'm already Uncle Jay to Baby Par. So it's over.
Baby Par.
I was talking about you because we streamed the other day, and so I said your name. He's like, Uncle. And we're like, what? And my wife was like, we didn't show. And then I showed one of your shorts because he used to like watching your shorts. And he's like, Uncle Jay. Like,
I love it.
That was just yesterday.
It's amazing. Yeah. Adorable.
I just love it, dog. Awesome. That's it. That's my That's nephew right there. That's nephew.
I gotta go. I gotta go for dinner. I haven't eaten yet today. So I'm gonna bounce, guys.
Go.
Yeah. I was like, should I wait until before or after? I just saved it till after, so I'm gonna bounce. Jay, I just want to say, bro, happy birthday again. I'm very, very happy to hear that you got your passion back and that the pivot is going well into the new content. I wish you the best with that, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your birthday. And I hope I can see you later this year. I'm not sure if you're coming to New York, but I'll be at NYC for that.
You'll see me.
Rest of you guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad I could talk to you guys again. It feels like it's been forever. And I hope we can all catch up soon again. I agree with you, Jay, by the way. I would love more streams like this because even if I'm not making content, just the opportunity to like hop on stream and talk to you guys for, just shoot the shit for a couple hours is it's a good time. So I appreciate that you threw this together. Thank you for inviting me. Guys, it was good talking to you. I'll catch you all later. Happy birthday
again,
brother.
Brother. Appreciate it, Hidden.
Peace.
Talk to you soon,
brother.
Of course. It is. Unfortunately, it's a weekday for me, and it's a Monday, and I do have to wake up early tomorrow, so I cannot stream for long. So I do want to take the time to wrap this baby up. Just a few super chats that I missed because I know some people sent some out, and I don't want to miss those. So there's a few happy birthdays. One of them that made me laugh the most is this person's username. His name is knee_grow489. So that, I think that's just hilarious for 2 pounds. That is a funny name. Jolly Joe. Yeah, he's from UK.
Lopez, Leon.
Basically. Jolly D Joe Star for the $5. That's why anthropology series would be good for One Piece. Anthropology.
True.
I'm assuming he means no, it's anthology.
Anthology.
You said anthology. Anthology. Okay.
Anthology. Yeah.
I will not read.
Anthropology would also kind of be cool. I'd like to see like 3,000 years ago. You know, like
it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old world.
The Dream. I will not read his. No, because this is
do not
wild.
read
The
that.
$10.
LOL.
Yeah, won't do that.
Wait. Why? What happened?
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Dream is
I'm
an
not
enigma.
reading it.
Dream,
Yeah.
Dream is a character, and we do not need to read anything he says. Ever.
Entity.
Oh.
Yeah, entity. He sent another $5. Sorry for the earlier messages. Happy birthday. That's why, right? So he sent a rectification.
At least he apologized. He seems like a great guy.
He is.
TDM9 said the worst thing Larry said during that video was that Yasop had a thing for sick women, which is crazy.
That's wild. Yeah,
that is wild. Let's see.
Oh yeah, Roger. When you came in, it wasn't the porn ads we were talking about. It was that the take was that Yasop's or Usopp's mom was one of the worst One Piece moms. Because she didn't do enough for Usopp. Yeah, that was the famous Larry from that One Piece talk. that was
Larry said that Usopp's mom is a bad mom because she died.
Mugiwara Goofy, he's the one who told us the story, and I was like, bro, that sounds like Twitter brain rot. Like that sounds like
that is insane, man.
Yeah.
Where does that leave Goldie Roger then? Like what the heck? He's gonna be the worst player of all time, bro.
Yeah,
just might be.
So that's
that he would. The way the One Piece is going, Naruto fans and Fairy Tail, especially for Cole, are going to have the last laugh. That's a statement. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Come on.
It won't be.
I think the big thing going into it that I keep telling people, literally every stream I bring this up, is like if you go in with lowered expectations, that's not to say that it's bad, but I'm just saying if you go in with lowered expectations now and you read understanding that not every single little thing is eventually going to be answered, but like all the big things will be there, right? So long as like nothing egregious like Zoro and Mihawk happens off screen or something like that, right? Like so long as that kind of stuff still happens, I think we're in for a good time. I just think the people who are like, oh, but I need this, side story explained about why Smoothie actually hasn't done anything so far, or like it's like good luck with that, buddy. Like it's not happening.
It's fun to think about, but that's all it is. Like I think
that's all
like
it is,
especially like I taken a break too to put into context, and it's like I've been thinking about like the way I started my channel. It was more whimsical and like less like meta driven. I think about like the way I've been thinking about like One Piece and reading it, and when I read all these other series, I'm like, maybe I need to go back to like when I was a kid and read it with that mentality of when I was a kid. Like all these things would be so exciting to read, as a kid. And then maybe it's just because I'm older now that it's like I'm expecting all these things, but the audience is shonen, you know what I mean? So, the lowered expectation would just mean like go back to when you were a little bit younger. Think about like, the golden days. And that's kind of what we want to do too.
Or read Attack on Titan because it's better.
Are we clip farming?
Or sending the Naruto.
Did Roger's base become a Twitter? Did he become a Twitter creator?
No, we had a whole stream. So we actually did have a whole stream talking about
with Murphy and Tekken. Exactly, yeah.
And I actually do plan on doing a AOT rewatch and making a video on it. So I actually might have another I might have another take on it, but we'll see.
I like AOT, but Roger's definitely farming there.
Let's continue, Tarico.
Am I? I don't know.
I am rereading Toriko. I am. So if you guys have not read Toriko, I suggest all of you guys, if you want real farming, please read Toriko. You will.
Toriko's awesome. That's my favorite.
So good.
Bro. I love.
Just nothing
Toriko
but farming. Oh my god, it's pure hype and farming. Yo, come on, man. Like I'm about to get to the part where Recon, you remember the BB corn? The stuff with the BB corn?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm literally about to get there. I'm about to get there in the reread, bro. Like I'm so excited for it.
Nice. Toriko's great, bro. Guy fights with a hand fork. What the hell? It's crazy.
Go straight up.
So then, and then the last one is from Sanji Baratier. Happy birthday, Jay. Hello, Nakama. Thanks, Sanji Baratier. $20. Appreciate it. And then Vice 77. Are you going to Brago's One Piece draft? I will probably join late if I do.
The draft for the gorilla? What's happening?
No.
Who's
Brago
fighting?
has
Like, that was.
Brago
sorry,
has
you
a
said-
he has a draft where he tells people to like draft their One Piece team, like their One Piece crew.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
First pick, I select Baki the Clown.
Yeah. I think last time I picked Doc Q as my doctor because he can give people cancer. So like he's correct.
That's fire. That's a good choice. Yeah.
Oh, I was in the one 2 years ago, I think, and I chose Vegapunk, and everyone was memeing it. But I was cooking, I think, at least.
You got 7 crew.
1 week ago.
Yeah, that was before we knew that Vegapunk had clones. Oh my god.
That's wild.
Yo.
Had like a dragon or something in there too.
Yeah, I had Momo and Zunisha, I think.
Clown picked Jinbei first pick.
Yeah, that was fun times.
We do non-canon characters. I'd pick Baccarat every day of the week, man.
Nah,
You got
no
the
movies.
luck fruit.
We know
that's
what
so
you are,
broken.
buddy.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Easy.
straight up, bro.
Just say we know.
I played too many RPGs. Not important. Luck is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have pretty
man,
shit.
Fire
luck.
Emblem, baby. Let's go. Give me
You need that luck.
That's
You
right.
gotta get a crit every time. That's
That
it.
critical hit chance.
Mickey.
Telling you.
Super Mickey. All right. So that should be it. Guys, I appreciate you guys all pulling up. It was fun to just have everybody around to just talk about whatever.
And
so
happy
it was just-
birthday again.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man, happy birthday.
We do
brother.
birthday
Happy
punches?
birthday,
Shout out
Jay.
Liverpool. Never gonna see that again, but shout out Liverpool.
Yay, thank you, man. I'll take that. I'll take it for the one time. Appreciate it, Recon. Thank you.
Also, your internet held up the entire stream. That was pretty awesome.
Oh my God, right? Amazing, right? This is great. This is great. God bless me today. So
Way better
we're,
than the Murphy stream last week.
Hey, listen, don't throw shade on me and Murphy stream, bro. All right.
Streaming something.
Yeah, that's true. If I was streaming something, it'd probably be worse. But thanks to everybody in the chat. Thank you for everyone that donated. It's been a great birthday. And yeah, it's just onwards and upwards. Next video I have coming out is a video on silent voice. Yeah, I crashed out a few times watching that. No, more than a few times actually. That movie ruined my day actually. But
Oh my God.
I'm very excited to make a video on it. So just check that out, and then we'll have other stuff coming up. So until then, anything else you guys want to say? Any plugs? Kev, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you too. Any plugs from anybody?
Happy birthday, Unc, big bro.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Both.
Is he Unc or is he
bro.
big bro?
Oh my God.
Well, if I start calling him big bro, then my son will call him big bro. So I gotta go with Unc. You know.
I like that. I want to hear Zenith call me Unc. That's it.
Yeah, he will for sure.
That's it.
The sky would split when he